What's up, y'all? Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm gonna let people have some time to get on in here on tonight. I've missed y'all so very much, so very, very much. Boom, 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 boom. We're gonna wait and allow our guests to get online. And then we'll get started and all of those great things. All of those great things. Yes, honey. Do, 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 do. Hey, T Blessed. I see you with your mask. I can't wait for him to join. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Keela? Lance, how you doing? Hey, Sly, Sylvia. What's up, Love Muff? We are just waiting for Mister6ft8 to join, and then we'll get started. I hope all of y'all are doing good tonight. Had a good day. Got your stipulations checked. Being wise with it. Okay? Shoot. I think he joining in there. Let me see. What's up, love?
What up, what up, what up?
Damn, honey. Not a lot. Folks are excited to see you.
Yes, you know, I was having a little technical issue. But
were you having a technical difficulty or testicle difficulty?
Testicle. Yo, are hilarious. Hold on 1 second. I gotta open this. See, I got me a little.
What you drinking on?
Drink. I got me a little drink, y'all. One time for the drink. Hey,
what you drinking on?
This is Stella Rose Black.
I've heard about Stella Rose. Oh, Lance, it's so good to get to know all y'all too. I've heard of it, but I've not had it.
So let me go grab some real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'm gonna just continue to talk with the folks. So Lance, it's been good seeing you too, getting to know you, kind of grow, and I tell y'all, look, I would have gone crazy during this quarantine. Okay, I mean, Bay gives me everything that I need, and he gives me the space that I need. But you know, the social aspect of it, y'all, I would have gone crazy. Okay, yes, T Blessed, we started early. Real early. And because I'm going to, you know what, because it's going to get warm in here. I have to get the remote to my ceiling fan so I can turn her up, honey. Because it's going to get a little warm up in here. I can tell because it's a little warm outside.
I want to go outside.
Okay. Go outside.
Yes, it may sound crazy.
It may sound crazy, but I
wanna.
Oh, wanna. Listen, I'm gonna have to try that Stella Rose Black.
It's good. Like, it's really good. You know what? I found out about it because I went to I think I went to like a party or something and they were serving it. And ever since then, it's like my go-to thing. Like, if I'm gonna drink, this is probably about the only thing that I would drink outside of the club. Because, you know, I'm one of them hoes that can't hold their liquor. So I know my limit.
So listen, I got very little liquor in here, and most of this is like juice or Coca-Cola or something, because if I do too much, I'm gonna be lit too. So let's see what T Bless said. T Bless asked, question, how did this meeting come about? Girl, listen, I mean, you know, so let's just be very clear. First of all, Mister6ft8 is very interesting, and I've wanted to kind of have a collaboration with him. We both at the time. We've been talking like offline, and we was like, what? I mean, people want to know. We're trying to grow our audience. Let's just talk online.
See, what had happened was one thing led to another. She was, you know, I saw her in one of those live poetry things, And I was like Lorenz Tate and Love Jones, and I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just playing. I ain't trying to start no shit.
Listen, I'm trying to figure out what a live portrait thing is because I'm like, wait, that's a good idea too during the quarantine. Like coming up with ideas while you joking.
See, I even wore my good little Gerald Levert, giving you a little, put on your red dress.
Come on now.
And slip on your high heels.
And what you want to do?
And some of that sweet perfume. It sure looks
good on you. Miss, T. Bless, they said you started so quiet. And the group said it wouldn't take long for you to relax. I mean, I didn't think that he was all that quiet. I just think that he was respectful to others' platforms, probably.
See, here's my thing, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because I just want to clear the air.
That's clear. Can y'all one moment? Can y'all hear him real good? Is he clear?
Can you hear me? Is it clear? Is it talking loud? Is it saying? Oh, my mouth watering. Lord have mercy.
Ooh, it got a little juicy. Whoa.
Okay.
Okay, I think they can hear you. So go ahead. Go ahead with it.
Okay. So, all right. So I got my laptop also put up so I can see the comments. So, I got a whole situation. So one wrong move and all this shit just gonna come tumbling down, but that's all right. We gonna roll with it.
We're gonna need to get you a little something, a little situation.
But basically, when I go on, when I first go on somebody else's platform, especially somebody that I guess you could say that I don't like, especially if I know how they are about their guests and stuff. I try to match my energy as far as based on how the other person is. So with Chi Chi, Chi is the kind of person that, he likes to, as far as dominate as far as how people enter and leave his platform, which is fine. There's no issue completely with that at all. It's there's no issue, no shade, nothing at all like that. However, because of that, I try to be mindful and not be all, because he's already turned up. So I don't want to be super, super turned up because, it's just then it becomes a thing of it's so much energy to the point of where it's just it clashes. So I try to be mindful on people's platforms, but because I knew that, when I saw the title, I said, okay, you want me to bring the Tristan, you want me to bring Mister6ft8. I said, well, let me bring out Mister6ft8 then. Let me bring out.
And that's why I was like, we all want to know, what's up, Miss Jasmine? We all want to know Tristan, Mister6ft8. And you know what? So with me, I try to be respectful of their platform and match their energy. I'm an animated person anyway, though. That's kind of the one thing. I'm animated, but I definitely try to be respectful of their platforms too. One thing I know about Chi Chi though, Chi Chi wants you to come and he wants you to bring it. He been put your ass out and boot you out. You too boring. Right. Oh, girl, I ain't got time to move on.
Chi Chi wants you to see and come all the way. But I guess the thing is that because I don't know, I be kind of, I don't know, I just, for some reason, I get nervous when it's I guess because of the fact I kind of knew what to expect with this. So because I kind of knew what to expect with this, I feel I could kind of let my guard down more. But for some reason, whenever I'm on Chi Chi's platform, I just
don't know what's gonna be asked, baby. He'll tag you with that element of surprise. I love it though. I really do. So anyway, we want to get to know you. So this is going to be a session about us getting to know Mister6ft8. We want you guys, if you're not already subscribed, I'm pretty sure you are. Please go and subscribe to him. I don't even see your little name down there. You usually have
it's not that. You know what? It's because I think it's because of the fact that I'm not logged into my actual
yes, I do.
Account.
I do see it.
You see it?
Yep.
Let me see. Because I can't see it. Yeah, I can't see it.
Okay, so I'm living from my, I don't have the YouTube up. I have my Facebook up. I probably need to go to the YouTube and see. I want to see what shows up on YouTube because
I don't think it's
want everyone to be able to find you as well to add you, follow, all that good stuff.
Yeah, because see, what happened is that when I logged into this account, for some reason, I logged into when I logged into the account. See, typically when I join Chi-Chi's platform, I'm coming through the YouTube to click on the link. So my actual app is already connected, but because I clicked on the link outside of YouTube this time, and I clicked on it in your message, it redirected me to through my Gmail account. And my Gmail account, I have two different accounts. So my Gmail account is my government like name, and then my YouTube.
Do I need to send it to you some other kind of way?
You can send it to me in a private chat.
I'm gonna send it to you in the private chat and then see if that helps.
Send it to me. Yeah, send it to me in a private chat, and then that way.
I'm gonna send it to you that way, and then I'm going back to look, y'all. We sorry, we trying to work all this out. You know,
we gonna get it.
We gonna get
Baby,
it. Look, T-Blessed asked. T-Blessed asked if we need any moderators, and to be honest with you, I don't even know how all that works. I'm still relatively young and new. I would love to have a moderator. You wouldn't be moderating much of the time. So.
Right. That's all right, though. They say when 1, 2, 3 is gathered,
there will he be also. Okay. So if you'd like to be a moderator, Love Muffin, yeah, I got to figure out how all that works and all that good stuff.
Can I do
That's what I have to do.
Let's see.
And then, yeah, we can do all of that.
Hold on, y'all.
Okay.
This might start acting a little crazy.
It's gonna do a little something.
Yeah, it's gonna do a little something. Here we go.
I'm gonna let them come out and then come back in. Miss Jasmine, shoot. If you want to get up on here, honey, I'll send you the link too, boo. I don't mind anyone kind of getting in and chatting with us. I'm gonna post the link in the chat. Hopefully you guys will see it. And if you want to come in and chat with us, the more the merrier. I'm definitely, oh, she said, girl, I understand. Sometimes you just want to relax and you just want to chill on thine own, honey, and just be totally natural, girl. I get it, 100%. So it's all good, boo-boo. However, if anyone else would like to, you are more than welcome to come in and say hello. We're waiting for Mister6ft8 to come back on, and then we're going to get it going. I want to keep that energy up, you know? I wish I could figure out a way to bring my Shaquansha, honey, character on this bad boy. But you know, when I do her, I'm using the little Snapchat filters, and it's got the voice changer and all that. But she's a who I actually love playing that part. I think it's probably more, it allows me to channel into my more ratchet self, you know. Keela, how do you feel about trans men having kids? Oh, let's wait till Mister6ft8 get back on. Honey, I don't have a problem with it at all. You know, I feel having a very diverse family and a very diverse upbringing, in my opinion, kind of helps the child be ready for more things than those who are really sheltered. I was extremely sheltered, so you know. Oh, T-Blessed coming in. Uh-oh, I see you. Hold on 1 second. Okay.
Yeah,
now.
I have no idea. I have no idea how to get that name back, because it's just weird. It's like, because it normally shows, like, I don't even see your name at the bottom. You know how Chi-Chi's thing show? It shows his name at the bottom of the thing. Like, I don't even see yours. So, but you can, I don't know, does it allow you to pin it? Like, does YouTube give you an option to pin it?
Well, so the program that I'm using is let me try something. Let me see if
because I typed in, you know how they ask you to type in your display name? I typed in a display name and it popped up. And then normally when you type in the display name, I guess I don't know if it shows you the display name or if it shows everybody, but
Well, we have well, I'll have to figure that out because I don't
But
quite.
y'all, look, I type my name in down there. Y'all see me down there in the comments. Here, I'm gonna put down here.
And I can
type down
also
here periodically.
Let me do this. One second. Hold on one moment, T Blessed. I got you, boo.
We're having testicle difficulties. Brief intermission. And while she's doing that, I'm gonna pour myself some damn more wine. Drinking up the wine.
Some more wine.
The wine is in the Bible, so therefore it's okay for me to drink. Drinking up. Remember that song your grandma sang? Drinking up the wine. Oh, drinking of the wine. The wine. I need some crackers. What's some crackers in, huh? We ain't got no communion crackers.
We're gonna have communion. So listen, here what I'm gonna do it like this and see if this helps. That way anyone coming in, they can see it. And add banner, and then we gonna
somebody had already
T Bless, you ready, baby girl?
Subscribe to me.
And get T Blessed up in her.
You better be fans. Come on. There you go. Won't he do it?
Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
Won't he do it?
We can hear you.
All right. I'm a hot mess. I'm in the hospital.
We can't hear you, love.
You all right?
Wait. Mr6ft8 how to hear me. Can he hear me?
Oh, tell her to take the Bluetooth out. It's the Bluetooth.
I can hear you. Can you hear him?
All right, let me try. Wait. Can you hear me now?
Hey, Venus.
Can you hear me?
I
don't know why you can't hear her. I can hear you.
Mister, can you hear me, Mister?
Maybe it's because
I'll do it again.
Maybe it's because
okay. All right. Venus, what's up, honey?
Hey, Venus. That's my good friend, Venus. We go wait. Venus is from my hometown of Americus. I call it Americus, Georgia.
Americus,
Georgia. Americus. It's called Americus, but I call it Americus. The country folks say Americus. Venus, what's going on, Venus?
We're gonna try this again.
Say y'all.
Okay, can you hear me?
There we go.
All right, so I'm in the hospital watching you guys drink wine, okay? I'm trying to get my gallbladder out if this virus would calm down.
Girl,
I've had mine out. I know
you did?
Yes, I had several stones in mine. It had to do an emergency one on me because I was in the emergency room. I was hurting so bad.
Yeah, this is my third time since in March to now coming in, and the first time my girl said I passed out at home. I woke up in the hospital room. I was like, what is going on? I thought, TMI, I thought I was constipated. I didn't know. So but I won't stay on long because I'm not made up, but
girl, you look fine.
This is what I want to say. Savon.
Yes.
You guys, this group, I'm really shy until you know me, and then there's no filter.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But okay, this experience with getting to know all the people in our new family, I'm gonna call it, has been such a blessing. Okay. And I screenshot. I went on Craig and Chi-Chi's one real quick, and I screenshot it, sent it to my son. He's 27. I was like, I did my live, and he was like, good for you. Like, come on, Mom.
I'm excited about this for you.
Okay, so about this Stella Black thing you have, my 17-year-old, first semester in college, she came home. I have a gift for you, Mom. I was like, oh, what? It was that bottle right there.
Okay.
I was like, Jay, you're 17. Thank you, but
How did you
She's
get?
like, oh, I have friends in every level of college. I have seniors as friends now. I was like, you better get your behind home. Oh, 30 more days, she will be 18. I cannot wait. Oh, and then I'm gonna get off because this is your little intimate candlelight dinner that I'm watching. Thank you. Thank you for
You're
letting
so
me do
silly.
that. But I feel like I know you guys. I don't talk a lot because I'm shy. And I'm not part of the LGBTQAI.
Alphabet community.
That's
Yeah,
all right. You fall somewhere in the alphabet, somewhere down that damn
the
alphabet.
alphabet community.
I've always said I wanted to be a man because I think they have it easier and I think the sex is better. It just seems to me, watching sex through the years, it seems to me the sex is better as a man. But so then when I didn't meet TS, but when I met her online like this, and then I was like, well, who is she? I had to research. Yeah, I had to do my research.
Yes.
I had to go on the sites because I had to know.
Right.
And I was like, that's what I should have been. And there's no lane for me in your alphabet to be born a woman, wanting to be a man, and still have breasts. It's not going to work out for me.
Now, with all these damn alphabets, I'm sure there's one we can find. Let the committee take that back, do some research, and get back to you because we're including more every day.
I mean, to be honest, I've always been strictly dickly, and I do dress up real nice. When I'm dressed up, you guys will be like, "Oh my gosh, we have a newbie in the group." I'll be like, "It's me." I work with people, and we would have like a black tie affair, and I get dressed up, and they walk past me. They're like, "Is that you?" I'm like, "Wow." It shouldn't be that big of a difference. So I'm letting you guys see, the rough part. But I just had to come on and say hi and thank you guys for doing this and, being my friends during this extremely difficult time in our lives.
You know what? I appreciate that because, for me, I really like doing this. You know what I'm saying? It's therapy for me. You know what I'm saying? And what better way to be able to still be social while quarantining and staying safe at home? And I'm not gonna let it stop once this is over. Like I'll keep coming out and doing my thing because I love it. I like the people that I'm meeting. And I just really want to be able to continue to do this. You know what I'm saying? And for the divas and jivas of the Savon Experience, we are a come as you are. Okay, so
I better believe it.
Come as you are. So we love you the way you are right now, honey. And when you come back and bless us with some fabulosity, we're gonna love you the same.
Oh, thank you. All right. Well, you guys get back to your intimate evening. I'll be watching.
And I'll be praying for you.
Yes.
Thank you.
We hope everything goes well and do give us a status.
I sure will. I'll be here.
Okay.
They gave me my morphine. I got 2 good hours left.
Oh, you good. Oh, you solid.
You're not feeling no pain, honey. So.
All right. Bye.
Bye. So we had a question. Thank you, T. Bless. She was so nice.
Yes.
I love it.
I absolutely. I'm telling you, absolutely.
We've got Jasmine want to join. I'm gonna add in Jasmine, and I'm gonna let you see. What's up, Pumpkin? Yes.
Girl, I am sitting here looking crazy. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing?
Do I need to go
put my bonnet on? How are you, Jasmine?
Listen, because I don't want nobody to feel crazy. I will throw my bonnet on. What I need to do?
Baby. I just haven't been feeling good the last couple of days, so that's why I was like, no face tonight. I'm not feeling it at all.
That's all right.
Yes, child. But I had to come out here because I'm up and coming too, like you are.
Yeah.
And I just have to say that I'm enjoying everything. And I went through some of your stuff. And Mr. 6 foot tall, how you doing this evening?
Hola. I'm drinking wine. I can't believe it.
I hear, I see. I do have a lot of questions for everybody tonight on the line, but you know,
Bring
I
them,
don't want to go
honey.
there.
Bring 'em.
Jesus is on the main line. Tell him what you want, honey.
Okay, so whenever you and Chi Savon was talking the other night, I feel like that anything's possible if it's something that you want to do. As far as like having kids or whatever like that, it's just depending on what route that you take. Because I went through the parenting system down here in Florida and became a foster parent. So it's different avenues to take on different ways that you want to take and do it. It's just educating yourself and figuring out how you want to take and do it.
Okay.
Yeah. And for Mister, so are you top, bottom, or flip flop?
All right.
Get into it. I'm direct to the point.
You better get with a question with a question like that. Let me hold this damn wine before I answer.
I'm direct to the point. I'm sorry. I'm old school. I'm sorry.
Jasmine plays no games
at all. I just can't wait till I get my channel up and going.
All right.
Let us know.
First, let me say so he won't think I'm not seeing him. Hey, Ricky. Ricky is one of my old coworkers. He no longer works with me, but that's okay. He's still one of my new good Judies. Hey, Ricky.
Hey.
But
hi, Ricky.
Your question.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my thing. So I started out as a bottom. I practically lost my virginity in 2007, and when that happened, it was one of those things where it was kind of spontaneous. To be honest, I met the guy in Lowe's.
In Lowe's?
I met the guy.
Please tell.
I was
yes, come on with the tea. Yes, drink a little bit more and get the tongue loose.
Look, I'm asking Jay to send me a shot. I need a shot right now.
I was looking for letters for my mailbox.
You were looking for letters.
I was looking for letters for my mailbox to put on like the side of the mailbox because I had just moved like at that particular time. So I'm walking in the store or whatever. And, I'm minding my own business. I'm real laid back. I ain't got nothing fancy on. I'm just regular old, Saturday running errand Tristan, a hoodie, something like that. And all of a sudden, I got lost because I don't know a thing about putting together anything. I'm not really mechanical savvy, stuff like that. I'm more like a
Amen.
nerd. So with that being said, he just so happened to be there around and on a ladder, like putting something up on the top shelf. And I stopped and he looked down at me. We made eye contact. I asked him where were the letters for the mailbox, and somehow I gave him my number. And
somehow,
one thing led to another, and next thing you know, December the 13th, 2007, it happened. Ooh. And I was no longer considered,
virginity.
I was no longer considered. So, but with that being said, though, I say all of that to say, so fast forward, you got a 10-year gap because that was over 10 years. That was 2007. So since then, I identify as as bisexual. So I actually, I think I talked about this on my channel as well as Chi-Chi's. I started out in the straight heterosexual community, and a lot of that was because of the fact that was what I was taught. That's how I was raised. That's all I knew at the time. My mom, who I was living with, she was a single parent. She was real straight. So I wasn't really exposed to too much of anything. So basically, it just became one of those things to where, I was, trying to do my thing, date females and stuff. And I did have a girlfriend. It's just that she was crazy, batshit crazy. And I didn't have time to be dealing with all of that drama. And that's kind of how the whole situation happened. Fast forward into 2007. But fast forward past that, as I went through all of the ups and downs, the whole thing of you think you in love because it's your first time, all of that stuff. As I started transitioning through life, I started dating as far as other people. When I say other people, I mean people of other different backgrounds. When I say that, I mean people in the drag community, people of transgender, people of that caliber. So basically, because of going through all of
waiting.
going
I said
through
we waiting.
going through all of that. Fast forward, I went through a moment to where I didn't really know who I was. To be honest, I had a moment in my life to where I didn't know who I was because a part of me, like you said, when you raised in the church, and that was one of the things me and Savon connected with, was that when you are raised in a religious background, you still sometimes struggle with that like tug of war of trying to satisfy, both sides. So it just becomes kind of like a part of like who you are at a certain time. So as I was trying to find myself, I just finally had a self-realization moment. I took a step back and I realized that there were other things that I wanted to explore other than just being a bottom, because I'm like, what fun is that? I mean, you got somebody digging you down every night, tearing down your walls. You out here walking around here, loose, wires hanging out, damn,
Wise
oil
hanging.
change, tune up, break everything, all that shit. Ain't nobody got time for that. I do not want my hoe to be looking like a baboon's ass. No, God, no. We need to switch it up a little bit. We need to switch it up a little bit. So with that being said, and then also, I felt like, here, you got all this dick and you ain't doing nothing with it. So I felt like,
Wait, hold on.
I was getting to that, Savon.
Did y'all catch that?
Yes, I caught it all.
It said, you got all this dick and you're doing nothing with it. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
So you trans attractive?
It's the wine. Disclaimer. Whoever is watching this is the Stella Rose. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
So,
okay.
T Blessed said, can you repeat that, please?
So, what I said is, I got all this.
Mm-hmm.
I got all this dick, and you not doing nothing with it. And the funny part about it is that I actually enjoy receiving oral. So that was something that I took I've always been like that. So I felt like, well, if you like that, maybe there's other things that you like, because clearly at this point you've dated heterosexual cisgender women, you've dated gay men, you've dated feminine gay men, you've even sit here and dipped in the download pool, you done dated trans. So it's like you done kind of had a little.
I'm single.
As far as when it comes to just trying to say well, hello to help use. Oh my God. So I mean, I just felt like, hey, let me
come
see
on,
what I'm capable of. So with that being said, that led to me exploring outside of my box, and I've come to realize that I enjoy the essence of a nice ass. And so that's pretty much how I came to be a person that is bisexual, a person that likes either ass or dick, a person that don't mind swimming in a lady pond. That's kind of how I came to be all of these things, because as time progressed, I started learning, okay, you're not just limited to this one thing. So that's kind of, the short, version of my story. That's
so So with all that being said, because I got a lot of it coming for you right now. Sorry, Savon, I'm not trying to take over.
No, baby, listen.
But
Jasmine, we're gonna let the Jasmine brand, because look, what's his name is not bringing my drink fast enough. So good help is so hard to find. So while you guys chat, I'm going to re-up.
Okay. So with that being said, that means are you into plus size girls?
Oh God, yeah. So let me tell you. So here's the funny thing about that. So in my heterosexual, and I say in my heterosexual because I have a rule, like I'm never going to be that person to jump all over the place at one time. So if I'm talking to getting to know a heterosexual woman, then that's what I'm doing. If I'm getting to know, as far as talking to a trans woman, that's what I'm doing. I'm not like one night I'm this, one night I'm that. I don't operate like that. So that's not who I am. So with that being said, in the female world, as far as the essence of a female, the appearance of a female, I prefer, big girls, somebody, with a little meat on their bones, because I'm a skinny dude. I know I'm like 197, but that's all right, because if you know skinny dudes, they be having all the others. They be having
Yes, with
all
the
the
meat,
extra weight in
Jesus.
other places. So I'm cool with being skinny as long as I know that what I got as far as my tools and essentials. What I got, as long as I know they can satisfy and do the job, then that's all I'm concerned about. So with that being said, I like girls with meat on their bones. I don't discriminate against people who are
Only a
slender,
dog on a
moderate
bone.
size, but I'm a big chick. I like to eat.
Listen, we got Philly boy in here, honey, and I need to bring my baby in here
Billy
too.
boy.
Hold on,
So does that mean?
hold on
So
one
does that
second.
mean that you're currently single?
You
Ooh,
say am I
I
currently
think
single?
Jasmine. I think
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute, Jasmine. Let's bring Philly boy because Jasmine. I think she's making a love connection, and I'm here for all of this. Hold on one second, Philly boy, baby.
Hey, y'all,
Ah,
what's going on?
Hey,
listen,
Billy boy.
thank you,
What's
love.
going down?
Give me a hug.
It's getting hot in here.
Look, y'all. Bay is trying not to be seen. Okay,
You say you try not to be seen.
I tell you what. Thank you, Frederick. So, Philly boy, listen, we're talking to Mr. 6ft8, and
Mm-hmm.
he's giving us a lot of information. And right now, um, Jasmine is creating her position. I'm having libation, so we're going to continue to watch.
Exactly. I'm going to say, continue.
I
So
mean,
I
I didn't say what I had to say. I mean, it's up to him. I done threw the fish hook out there. It's up to him to get on the line. I'm very direct to the point. I mean, it is what it is.
see that's why that's what I brought. That's why I brought this damn wine, because I knew what I was getting into coming on here.
Well, I didn't know, but just to run something past you, though, I'm a preacher's kid too, so I understand the background and the phobias that went through. So, and to this date, I go through that now, so I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Right, and that's that's something that I feel like no matter what, because it's so deeply instilled in me, it will always be there. Like a part of it, it's just gonna always be there. Like deep down, I can pray my way out of the situation. When it comes to I can lift the prayer up. My grandma taught me how to pray. Like church is gonna always be a part of me no matter what, because that's just who I am. Who was that saying? Tristan, I knew you was gonna act up. Whatever, Ricky.
Your friend,
that.
your folks know you.
Say what?
Your folks know you.
Yeah, they know me. But to answer your question though, yes, I am single as fuck. But I don't consider that to be a good thing. I feel like it's a good part and it's a bad part too. And I feel like that a part of the reason why I am single is because of the fact that I'm too much of a traditional person in the sense of my everyday life. And then I also feel like that because of the fact that I'm a Scorpio. So of course I got a little freakiness in me.
A little?
It's it's there. It's there. It's just that I don't want to be a freak with everybody. That's the only difference.
And you need to be selective, honey. So, look, nobody's going for the best if the best was easy to achieve.
Amen. But that's why I went on a 5-year hiatus. So I'm still on a 5-year hiatus of not doing anything. So I've been celibate 5 years. So I understand that.
I feel like she's willing to turn in her card if Mr. 6ft8 says the right thing.
Not just for anybody. I am very traditional when it comes down to that too.
Spilly boy.
Yes.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Yeah. So
hi, Spilly boy.
Hey, bro, what's up?
The same old child, just on here looking ratchet.
Oh, you look
I'm
fine,
surprised. I'm surprised Spilly boy didn't come in a good old Karen Clark shirt number. I saw you.
Let me tell you,
like,
my baby has been giving it to us all week.
I saw it. I'm not even gonna lie. I got a little hot and bothered. I felt a little guilty. I was like, wait a minute, hold on now, wait a minute.
Then they said I felt a little guilty. Guilty. I ain't the crypt keeper. Shit.
Shit. Saw all that voluptuousness on that screen, honey. Let me tell you something about Spilly boy eyes just gets me every time. I'll be like, you know what? Just look whatever you want. It is what it is, honey. It is.
Indeed. But yeah, so to answer your question, yes, I'm very much single. I've been single for 4 years and counting. So
Mhm.
I mean, at this point, to be honest, I don't search. I just say if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Like I don't even try to, like I used to, like, not to put my business out there, but since we talking, and everything,
We're
and
amongst
this is,
family.
Yeah,
a
it's just
getting to
us.
know Mr. 6ft8 session and everything. Um, I've done a lot of crazy stuff. When I say crazy, I mean like I'm probably that person that was sitting there and going to spend $100 on somebody that I've just met for the first time, as far as like a first date. Pick up the tab only because of the fact that I'm not one of those people that's gonna sit there and try to see who's gonna pick up the check first, because I don't care about when it comes to, oh, well, let me see what card they're gonna pull. Like I don't have time for all of that. Like it's either we gonna go on this date, get to know like what we gonna do. Like I'm not concerned about the financial aspect of it, because if that was the case, I would have never went on a date. So with that being said, I felt like because I was doing stuff like that, I had to kind of tell myself, you need to kind of back down, because I felt like it kind of, I guess, I felt a little gullible. Like, even though I knew I wasn't, but I felt like that's what it was coming across as. So I said, let me just slow down and
Well,
not,
first of all, when we in the church as heavy as we were during those times, we only dealt with other church folk. So for the most part, we come out green as hell. And it's from our heart. It's from our heart. But people will use it, and they'll take that gullibility and use it against you, honey. As soon as we,
right,
and you know what, the church lady Reed show, she said something. She said, as soon as we 18, we bust out. You are absolutely right. I bust the hell up out the doors, okay? The hell out of it.
yeah,
And you have to be careful, because people will take advantage. And they know when they of the world. I'm not gonna say preachers' kids wasn't of the world, but we were a little sheltered. And when you're not, you know what to look for. It's just like
right,
now, if we go out, we can see the new meat in the club. We can tell who we can get to quicker than anybody else. We were just
right,
easy to read.
right,
Yes.
right,
But with you
exactly,
saying what you're saying, though, I feel also that the way that you're taught and what influences that you have around you, like most guys are taught to pick up the tab, to open the doors and stuff like that. So some things are, it's just instilled in you. So it's hard to take and break away from those traditions that you're instilled of. But when you're secure in what you have and you know what you want, you're not worried about what the next person is bringing to the table, as long as they're going to try to match you equally,
right,
equally yoked.
right,
I don't know. I was
exactly.
very, so for me, I was very I would give you some ass before I give you any of my cash. I'm sorry, bitch. I wasn't doing it. And I know I should probably regard my ass a whole lot better than my cash. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Well, see, and for me, I was always, the big girls. So, they kind of prey on the big girls, especially the big church girls, honey. They think you don't know no better. You're going to be real easy. No, baby, not this one, honey. Because let me tell you about me. Even when I was at my biggest weight, it didn't take no dick out of my mouth. No.
Amen.
So,
amen.
Message.
feel it.
Message hoes.
None. No dick out of my mouth. So I didn't really care for all that. But so I was, honey, even to this day, I'd be like, I think my man of 9 years is probably the only guy I've ever dated that I've ever done anything for. And it wasn't that I didn't want to. It was just like, first of all, I don't know. It takes a long time for you to get into that space. Now he can have whatever, but it took a minute.
right, exactly.
You know what the street says.
Yeah.
You know what the street expects. And I was never that, and I was never going to be that. It doesn't matter how old I get. It doesn't matter what size I am.
Nope.
I'm not playing that game. And no, I don't shake my pocketbook.
And
but it takes
girls that do. I have no problem with the girls that do.
Right.
I'm just not one of those.
And there was no judgment at all in that, because I get it, but they know it. When you come in new, they know, baby. They know.
And being a big girl doesn't stop anything.
No.
And then it's knowing your self-worth also. If you know your self-worth, you know how far you're going to let everything go either way it goes, because you can look at a person and say, yeah, I'm going to be bothered with that person. I'm not going to be bothered with that person.
Right.
You know that.
They're trying to get you, baby. You can tell.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
damn sure can tell.
And see, my thing is, I'm glad you mentioned that, because my thing was is that I had to realize, I honestly had to take these 4 years and go to counseling and realize my self-worth, because I'm not even gonna lie to you. At one point in life, I felt like, okay, people look at you as a pretty boy, Tristan. People see you and they feel like, to me, this is just what my perception of when I looked in the mirror, and I had to get past this to a point to where I had to stop letting myself be hurt constantly over and over, because at some point I had to start taking accountability. So with that being said, at some point before I got to that point, I saw myself as, you good enough for a fuck. You good enough to sit here and, somebody sit here and take advantage of you and stuff like that, as far as, whether it's, physical, financial, whatever the case, emotional.
Yeah.
But you ain't good enough for a relationship. And see, that was the point to where I had to stop and just put a halt on everything and just really take a step back and realize that, okay, me thinking that I'm the issue, it's not that I'm the issue. It's just that I had to realize it's okay to not be for everybody, because you're not going to be for everybody. Everybody is not going to be for you. So I had to realize that's just how it is. Like, don't think that there's something wrong with you as a person. It just means that you're just not fit for that particular person. And that's what I had to come realize about myself, because I was downplaying my own self because of the fact that I felt like, I kept getting rejected.
Ooh.
With you saying that though, is that I feel the same way, but it's a little bit different from the aspect of being trans. It is so many guys look at you first as a fantasy, and you're only able to be with them from after 12 o'clock at night to 2 o'clock in the morning, because after that, you're no good to that person. So when you learn your self-worth and you figure out, just because who I am, and I'm living in my truth, that means that, you have to put your guard up and be like, well, if I'm not good enough for you at, 6 o'clock in the morning or rolling over in the morning, clean face, no makeup on, what I'm saying? If you're not good enough for me to be then I can't be bothered with you.
Listen,
right.
Let me tell you what I used to do. So I had that whole little living in the trans experience and going through all of that. So I think I mentioned it on Chi-Chi's show that I had a whole power complex, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if you've ever dealt with this, Jasmine, but it's almost like when you meet people for the first time, they want you to put this whole fucking circus ring show on. I want you to wear the patent leather heels and skirt, and I want you to come out with like this reddest lipstick, look like a goddamn baboon, in my opinion. Okay?
Yes, over the top.
First of all, let me tell you what you're gonna do. And this is how I would show up. Bitch, I'm not gonna do none of that shit. And when I get there, you still gonna give up them goddamn goodies. And I would show up the way the fuck that I wanted to, and I would still get them goddamn goodies. Now, if they stuck around, bitch, then they would get the best of me. But they wasn't getting the best of me initially. Fuck that. When I was on the little day sites, I would have like my worst pick out there. Because I like the element of surprise. And then when you see me, you be like, well, goddamn, right.
Yes, I understand that. And then that's the biggest thing, though. The biggest misconception that that's why I applaud Madison so much about what she does, is she comes not only wash face, she comes with made up, dolled up or whatever. And she let people know, what I'm saying? We're not just tricks. We're just not just fantasies. We are people that has everyday lives. Like me, I work every day and I'm not clockable. You know what I'm saying? When I actually get up and do what I need to do, I'm not clockable. You know what I'm saying? And I have so many people that come in, and I have so many from the thugs to the the doctors and stuff that wants to come in and they want to holler and stuff. But I'm like, at a point that I don't care what they feel or how they feel about me. It's all about me now. You know what I'm saying? Being happy with me. And that's where I feel like that a lot of people should realize that we're just not here just to be somebody's toy and just to be their fun and game. We want the same thing out of life that everybody else. I want the picket fist in the house and the kids and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it's going to come eventually.
Well, shit, I don't want that from everybody. Sometimes I do want to be a goddamn rag doll, so they can leave me alone. Like, look, come on and use me. Don't let you be that bro, because you're doing too much. But no,
look, as my
But we already have that.
Every dog has his day.
And we all have that whole tendencies in us. You know what I'm saying? And we already know whenever we're checking out different people, whether we're going to be for them or they're not going to be for us. You know what I'm saying? So we already have that in our mind. Hey, he may be a keeper. I'm going to hold him out a little bit. Or that's just going to be a cut buddy that I'm going to take and call up, hey, come over, knock the walls down and go home.
Ooh, knock them down, honey. Knock them.
See, I envy that though. I
envy what?
Envy that because I know it's gonna sound crazy, and I have accepted that
you're in the circle of.
I'm not emotionally equipped to, like, I can handle certain things, but what I can't handle is full on sexual. As far as like the full on, like from foreplay on to the actual sex part, like I cannot indulge in that because of the fact that I am the type of person, and I've come to and this is something else I've had to come realize. I am the type of person to catch feelings. That's just me, and that's why I don't. That's why I.
I say he going around the Marbury just to say he clingy.
Yeah,
he clingy.
But
and that's okay.
So sweet, I do.
But on the same token, though, you have to learn.
Everybody threw me first because I don't.
See, you have to learn what is right for you and what's not right for you. Like, I at one time felt the same way that you felt, but I've got to the point that I have separated that if I'm going to do that, if I'm doing that, then it's only going to go so far. I'm like, I'd never let everybody just get in a cookie jar, might as well say, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we can play around in the floor and all that kind of stuff, but it ain't finna go no further than what I want it to go.
Right. And that's, and living in Atlanta, that's been something that I've had to
been
learn
there, done that.
Is that, and I'm quite sure it's everywhere, but especially, just from my experience here in Atlanta, there's a lot of people painting pictures of what they want you to see. And then once you get to that point, it's like a whole different situation. So I guess with me, I've learned to not show my whole entire, like, what I'm thinking, and not try to wear my feelings on my sleeve, because I ain't trying to be one of those people out there with a thing of, oh yeah, he easy, so I can easily get, like, I'm not trying to go down that road. Like, I've been down that road, and I made my mind up at 31. We're not doing it, anymore. It's just not happening. In
Atlanta, is so many bottoms. There's so many of them that try to paint you. I mean, it's just foolishness there. I mean, let's just keep it 100. Since we all amongst family, let's just keep it 100. I used to go to the club.
I just found out what paint was. Like, Chi.
Yeah, she just found out what paint was.
I didn't know what it was. Chi asked me, have I ever been painted on? I was like, bitch, wait, like, are we talking about like a makeup artist? Like, told me, I was like, well, on purpose or accidentally? Because accidentally, I guess, but not on purpose. I called it painted. We used to call it just scat shit. I guess I'm old.
But that's where the hotline comes into play there in Atlanta. Like, it's so many different things. And then when I used to go to the club when I lived in Atlanta, it was like, just like how Savon had said, they know that you're the fresh meat in the house. So then they coming over there, and then they assume because you're plus size that you have low self-esteem. It's like, bitch, no, I look good. I mean, I may be looking jacked up right now, but you can't clock my confidence. I'm good.
Don't.
Right.
It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen.
And also, I want somebody to explain, because I see people, or somebody said,
wait, hold on. Spill this, try to say something. What's up, baby?
So I got stuck at trying to paint you. And like the people said, on purpose, and that's what I'm like, who are you?
That's what I'm reading.
Well, because when Chi
where is their gay mothers at, honey? I want to talk to them. I want to go to the head, honey.
Amen.
Who taught these whores this, honey?
So when Chi asked me, I was like, and when Chi told me what it was, I was like, well, shit. On purpose? Like, I mean, because he asked, like, I was like, well, do people do that shit on purpose? Like, on accident, I'm sure it's happening. Like, oh my God, girl, like, element of surprise, you get too deep, or as Mister6ft8 would say, you got a monstrosity that you're using.
Well,
so it might pull some innards out that you didn't think he was gonna hit.
But that's knowing your body. If you don't know your body, then that's when the painting situations happen.
That's right.
And
then just like Spinny Boy saying,
try to get
tell
to
your
know
stomach
him,
up, don't
honey.
do it.
So T Bless said, hold up, what the hell is paint? Now who would like
somebody
what
explain?
paint is?
okay, I have kids around me. I can't really say what I want to say. So can someone else take it for a few minutes and then I'll do it?
Holy Ghost around me, so I can't say it.
Who wanna
The essence of a
take it? You and me?
is what it is.
Now, the essence,
Essence of a filthy bitch is what it is.
the essence of a filthy bitch. In other words, someone shits on you.
Period.
Ain't no
I'll
nice
see
way to
somebody
say
put
it. Ain't no pretty way to explain it. You
Did I?
got yourself caught up with one of those nasty children.
Somebody had loose booty on you. And it was
Exactly.
Loose
diarrhea.
I don't know if it was
That's
loose,
right, loose booty.
valves, honey. They must. What did Jill Scott say? Loose valves after college.
After college, you ain't got nothing else playing with the boys.
And see, that's another thing. Speaking of painting, people need to learn the essence of cleaning.
That's what they need
Come
their
on.
mothers for.
Come on now.
The boys and the girls.
Right. Because
Amen.
Somebody needs to, because you don't just run into that lesson
yeah.
in just regular day to day. You run into someone who's been in the life and they teach you what to and what not to and how to.
My thing is this. If you feel like you're going to be getting into any type of extracurricular sexual activities, I need you to prep. I need you to start 24 hours in advance, changing your diet and starting the cleansing ritual, honey. You can't eat everything you want to eat if you're thinking about getting done. You can't do that.
So
But
come on, get yourself together.
Yes.
But then that goes to if you're seeing somebody in the club, you say, okay, yeah, I maybe want to take her home. Do like the old school with some put on your red dress, take off your high heels. Okay, let's go in the bathroom and let's wash each other off and let's get it together, because I mean, you know, it's some trifling folks out there that go from the club to the back seat of the car and everything is stinking rank, you know. You don't want
wait a minute, just so
again, those nasty children.
Yes.
I've done that.
But when you know
all
better,
have done it.
You don't do that on Thanksgiving. If you go out to a family's house for Thanksgiving and then you go straight from there to the club, you know,
right? You know better.
A lot on Thanksgiving evening. And if
Baby,
you do, nasty.
If you know your
Yes,
Aunt
God.
Bertha dress and tear your stomach up, you know damn well not to sit here and take your ass from
I'm gonna need you to
house
wait
to the
for
club
72
to
hours
damn back
to
seat.
do anything.
And don't act like you don't know. I mean, bitch, be creative.
Right.
Everybody know their body.
Because there's other things to do. He's 6'8". You can figure out all kind of shit to do to him.
But you know, everybody knows their own body.
Come on. You don't have to do that. And if you don't, you have to teach him. Trust me. We ain't got to do that. I can figure out all kinds of shit.
Honey.
My hands are magic.
That's it.
And so is my
All
mouth.
kinds of things to make you walk around tomorrow. You'll be trying to figure out what happened.
Okay.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you right now.
I have a PhD in fellatio, and that's just because that's something that I love to do, because I feel like once I have it in my mouth, I can control your whole goddamn thoughts and body. And that's
Amen.
fact. I am not even being, arrogant. I'm just speaking the truth, honey. Put it this way. There's people who want my mouth before they do my ass, and Keisha's fine. And I don't know if y'all know, her name is Keisha. Keisha's cute.
We know Keisha.
And this people is why she doesn't shake her purse.
That's why I don't shake my purse at all.
You don't have to.
Oh my God, y'all are hilarious. I tell you.
Oh, wait.
I saw
that
it.
Say she need all of 6'8" right now.
I
never said that.
No, she didn't say it out of her mouth.
I think the spirit communicated that to her. The spirit said,
I mean,
that you
but if he picks up on it, then it is what it is, because we all grown here.
That means it's working, sis. It's working. The public picking up on it, and he's been grinning since I came on.
Baby, them teeth. Let me tell you something. Them teeth, they give us life.
Baby.
Well, you know, I have to thank Dr. Holloway for all of that, because that's been 3 years in the making.
Hey, listen, it ain't about where you
And I gotta go back to get my retainer put on because I didn't wear my retainer.
Yeah.
Somebody said, how important is money when dating?
Ooh, where is that? Let's see that. How important is money when dating? You know, let me just tell you something. So let's talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up, Mark Chung. So I'll be totally, you know, Babe probably is not gonna like that I said this, but when we first started dating, and by no means, y'all, my home is a starter home. Okay, it's a starter home, but
but it's yours.
I feel like
it's yours, right?
The way you set your house up, the way you present yourself, all the other stuff, right? Before we got into dating, he told me, that first of all, I need you to understand that I don't make a lot of money. And I was like, well, what does that mean? Is he calling me a whore? What the fuck? Like, is he thinking I'm one of the girls? And nothing against the girls who get their cash in advance. That's smart. But I was like, well, okay. I was like, well, look around. None of this you attributed to, and I still made it. So I don't think I'm here for the fun. So for me, money doesn't really matter as long as you have your own and you can self-sustain. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with you. You can work at McDonald's, you can work at Dollar General, so long as you have an honest job and you can self-sustain. You get what I'm saying? And don't have a problem if I'm able to do whatever I do. I need there not to be any issues because I have a strong hustle muscle. Okay, so my thing is meet me with that same energy, but I don't think money is important as long as you know you are able to float and take care of yourself. This is
I feel like that it's not important, but it's important because it's like this. Let's just keep it 2000. Okay, so if we're going somewhere and I'm always coming out of pocket for something, sometimes I want to feel like that I want to be wine and dine, but initially coming to the table, it's not about that. What it is how you're taking and treating me. You know what I'm saying? And if you're taking and treating me the way I want to be treated, then that's something completely different from, you know, just assuming that you got your own this, you got your own that. Sometimes you have to take and be a helpmate to that person, you know, to get that person to where you are.
Okay, and I'm okay with that to a certain extent. Like my thing is, I don't have a problem going Dutch. I don't have a problem with me paying sometimes, you paying sometimes. I don't have a problem with any of those things. What I'm saying is just be able to afford and to sustain the dating experience. You know what I'm saying? If I see something I want and it's costing X amount of dollars and I feel like I want it, I'm gonna get it. That's fine. If you say, hey, I can't get that for you, but I got 50 on it, I'm gonna take that 50 and put it towards the purchase. I'm okay with that too. I'm not gonna make you feel bad about what you can do. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm not gonna do is to finance the relationship. Now I'm not gonna do that. I told you.
I feel you. I definitely feel you. And I also feel like if you are a person that, I'm just going to use weed, for instance. If you're a person that smoke weed, I don't indulge in that. But I do makeup. Makeup is my soft thing. Weed is yours. If you can maintain doing what you got to do and it doesn't affect us doing everything else that we're planning on doing together, I have no problem with that. Just make sure, like you're saying, Savon, you can maintain on what you're taking and doing.
If you want to smoke weed, afford your own habit. Don't ask me
Amen.
for dime bag. And I'm
right.
And make sure they don't keep you in a job.
It's about understanding and not really about money. And I've been very honest about, you know, I'm celibate and I don't drink. You know, I'm hard cookie. But I've been very honest about that I was in an 8.5-year relationship, and for all intents and purposes, he wasn't shit. He wasn't shit, and I knew he wasn't shit, but I loved him down.
Yeah.
So it wasn't about money. There was an understanding from the beginning. Listen, I worked for a Fortune 500 company. I had a fairly decent job.
Yep.
And he literally had no job. He was a bum. I don't know how to say it no nicer. He's a bum. He just didn't do shit. It just was what it was. It didn't take away from how I felt about him, but he understood. Don't look at me to support you.
Right.
Like you said with the smoking, he smoked cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes. The only time I've ever purchased cigarettes were for my mama.
And that's all I asked for.
It was, he had an understanding. He knew on Fridays when my paycheck hit, I got paid. We didn't get paid. I got paid. So we just had that kind of understanding. Now at the and it's strange, but at the same time, he would do little odds and ends. You know, he's one of the guys that would cut grass for people or do whatever it is. At the same time, if he had $30, if I needed 20, he would give it to me.
Exactly. See, that's the difference, though. But, you know what I'm saying? Somebody give you their last dime. That says
and
something.
It was just about knowing that, because of course I don't need his $20.
Of course,
it was about knowing that. So he had his good points and he had his bad points. So money really, it just is what it is. It's more about understanding. If y'all are understanding, you make any situation work. The only thing I just couldn't get to work with him is stop fucking other people. That was the problem. That was the issue. Everything else was cool. Stop fucking other people. Stop bringing these babies. That was the problem.
So, but whenever you have an understanding with people, that's where everything comes into play as you getting that understanding. Because if you understand from the gate, hey, this is what I'm looking for. If you can't come and get and be a part of this some type of way, it's not necessarily about the money. It's what the overall picture of what you're bringing to the table. You know, because you can have a person that has the emotional support for you, that praise you whenever you need that praise, that's that crying shoulder for you, that when you need that crying shoulder, but they may not be bringing as much to the table as you're bringing as far as financial. You can always, without a lack of better way of putting it, build a nigga up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I see this job right here is hiring. You got the qualifications to match this. Let me push you on up to get to where you got to go to. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't play that game. I just let him be him, so I didn't have to get mad. I'm going to do what I'm going to do for me. You be you, whatever that is, because I accepted it. So
and I think that's the best way to handle something. You have to accept people who they are and not go in it thinking you're going to change them.
But if you have one that you can lead. See, and I get what Jasmine is saying. Not a push into,
but a lead into
love. I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when you know you got one that you can't lead, just let them go on and be who they want to be, and you deal as long as you want to deal. Like I said, everything else was pretty cool. We were cool. It just was the harshness and that the non-truth is what I couldn't deal with. So other than that, it was like a screw thing, like where you couldn't. Everything else is right for this one little thing, and that one little thing I couldn't get over. So
it's so funny. The one little thing that you wanted was actually absolutely free.
Right.
Didn't call it. And so that's exactly so. You know, when you know me and my significant other had that discussion, I said, what I want from you is absolutely free. It's not gonna cost you a thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's so hard though,
your attention and your time and your attention and your love is all that I want, And luckily, I got it. I was well into my 30s when I found it. It took me a long time to find it, but then even then, as you grow, we've been together for like 9 years. As you grow, there are things and challenges in there. It's how you work through them that makes a difference. We're not perfect, and we had issues. We absolutely have, but I feel like that if you're invested in each other, you deal with it like you do family members. If it's not, optional leaving and you want to work at it, then you work at it. The one thing about him that I can honestly say is if we had an issue and we talked about it and addressed that issue, it was no longer an issue. That was the winning thing for me.
Yeah.
He treated me like I've never been treated before, like I always wanted to be treated. But then after so many years, I felt like, well, damn, am I crazy to think that I should be treated this way? So he just automatically came in the door, treated me that way. And then when we did have an issue, I was able to talk about it because I'm a communicator, and then he would actually do something about it.
Yeah.
But Savon, you know your self-worth though. That's why you were able to go in saying.
But I haven't always though. I used to use the attraction of men to me as validation. So I haven't always been here. It wasn't until I took those 7 years that I talked about on Chi-Chi's show, those 7 years of just chilling and being like, fuck the world and working on me. And it actually took the guy that I was with, I'll be very transparent. It took me shooting his fucking car up to understand he got me at a point that I was not comfortable being in.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I need to back up because now I'm allowing people's actions to affect me in such a way that I no longer recognize myself. So that's when I went on my whole 7-year, I'm not doing shit, I'm chilling, and that's it. Because they had fucked with me so goddamn much, I was like, bitch, I will kill a bitch the next time you play with my goddamn feelings.
Yeah.
See, and that's why I took 5 years off from everything too. And now that I'm at a point that I feel like I'm able to get back out because I've learned who I was all over again. Because when you get into toxic relationships, you lose yourself in those toxic relationships. And you don't even realize that you're in a toxic relationship until it's too late.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I would take. If I had to do all over again, the thing that I wouldn't have stayed in it so long, because I stayed in it so long that it did ruin me going forward. It changed who I was going forward. That's why I always say now, like, child, I don't think I'm no good to nobody in no dating situation, child, because I give them hell. I give them hell. I should have been out of that situation within that first year. I should have been gone before one of the babies ever even came.
Yeah.
Situation before he messed around and got somebody pregnant. I should have had already been gone.
But you know what they say, love is blind.
It is. And you know what? So Mister6ft8, the person whose car I shot up was the Haitian who got married on me and his wife.
Hold on, you shot a
I
Haitian
figured
car
that's what
up?
it was,
I
child.
should fuck did. He was in the army.
I heard about that.
I was like, pow, 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 sec passe, bitch.
Not a Haitian. You could have shot any other. You could have shot any other nationality. Not a Haitian. Lord.
Well, he
you
was
trying to die.
Let me tell you what he did.
He's still here.
And he wasn't going
to.
My thing was this: we were in a relationship for almost a year. Okay, you break up with me 4 days before Valentine's Day, and then you talk about someone you knew it was coming because we've had so many issues, and I'm sitting here like issues.
What issues?
What issues? And and I knew that he hadn't come out to his mom. So he said his mom was moving here from the States. And he didn't know how he was going to be able to handle the relationship with her being here. Now I understood that part, but I didn't believe that shit. I was like, no, that ain't really in my gut told me that was bullshit. But I said, okay, right. I ain't gonna beg no bitch to say, okay, I was hurt, I was in my feelings, and I tried to move forward. But what he kept doing, he kept playing with me. He knew I would be out and about. He would be calling, texting my phone, seeing what I'm doing, and knowing that I'm still kind of raw. Like, bitch, I was in the relationship. I was into you. So if you said, come up here right now, bitch, when I get done with my friends, I'm driving there. Like, that's just kind of where I was. So then when I would call you back, you wouldn't answer the phone. You would curve me to the left. You would do all that other shit. So what I did, I drove up to his house. This is all allegedly. I allegedly drove.
Yes, come on, corporate.
I allegedly drove to his house and I called him, and he was in one of those 2.5 level homes where the basement is downstairs. You got the little rectangular windows. You can see the walk pathway. So I'm looking, and you done called me all night, and I called you. And I see you sending my call to voicemail. I see you doing it, but you didn't know I was right there at your house.
Oh, he didn't want that car, child.
So I was like, well, since you not turning my call, I got my pistol, the tires and the windows out his damn car. And then he heard the noise and he came out. I said, the next time you play with me, it ain't going to be the car. And then I told him, allegedly, you know where I'm at if you feel some type of way. And I drove my ass all the way back home. Now,
right, Bill style, honey.
Was he going to tell? Was he going to call the police? No, he wasn't.
No, because he didn't want to be outed.
One, he was in the Army. How are you going to explain that to your sergeant, to your captains, to your... How are you going to explain that?
Well.
Wow.
So that's why I decided I needed to take a break.
Yes, you did.
Regroup.
That's fair to me.
I have never let anyone get me like that again. I was like, no, I'm not mature enough for this shit. So let me take my little church ass back in the corner and pray a little bit longer.
Baby, you needed you some weed therapy. That's what you needed, you. Girl, whoever it was, that Haitian laid it down.
So then his his a year later, and I told him, so I said, look, I don't know what happened, but I'll find out. It always come out. What's in the dark always comes to light. So that's when a year later I was getting those messages from his old NSN Hotmail Messenger. Y'all, that's how long ago it was. And it was his wife. I was like, and so that's when all that shit came out. So that's when I realized, oh, you didn't leave me because your wife moved here. You left me because your wife moved here, and you guys had a son in the oven.
Ain't that some shit?
Ain't it?
That ain't never a nice feeling.
See, that's the reason. That's the reason why.
But see, that's why I'm so scared to date the quote unquote, or to get serious with somebody that says that they're bisexual. I mean, I'm not being funny when I say it, because you never know what is going to come of that situation. And I really don't care for the gay guys, because the gay guys most of the time don't like the trans girls. So it's like, what the hell do you do?
And I'm still stuck on that statement, because you know what, I think we was talking about this in Chi-Chi's chat, that not because it was, I want to touch back on the topic of, before I go to that, before I actually go to that, I wanted to touch back on the topic of, though, you know, with myself, I actually, being that and I talk about it on my channel, so it's not like a, you know, a thing where I don't really, it's like mention it, but I have sickle cell anemia. And so because of that, I spent 10 years of my life, you know, as far as being the person that, you know, I was getting a little check or whatever. But as far as in terms of when it came to a relationship, I felt like I had no say so, because hell, I had limited income. So what the hell could I say? I had a car. I've always kept me, you know, a car and everything, but as far as like having the power to be able to do anything outside of that, and that's kind of what really prompted me to really like push hard and get outside of the box of getting off of disability and stuff, and transitioning and getting to a point where I can independently, you know, support myself, because I got tired of being limited whenever I would meet guys, thinking that, you know, it was due to the fact that, you know, I didn't have any power, when really it wasn't about that, but that's just what my mind was processing at the time. Like, you ain't got no say so in what you know, as far as what you decide to do, because you don't hardly make any money, you don't own nothing, so what can you sit here and do? So it wasn't until I started working that, you know, I really like said, okay, I felt like I value myself more because I had something to bring to the table. But aside from that, you mentioned about the gays not liking the trans. I hear that all the time. And you know, when I dated my first trans, I got so much hate from people because they was
I don't understand it.
Gay man and want to be with a trans woman. And I'm just like, why would you not want to be with a trans woman? I was like, they're part of the same community that you are. I mean, like, I've never understood why is it so bad for or why do people think it's taboo? As far as like when I say people, I mean the gays. They frown at you, or they're like, you know, you dating a trans. Why would you date a trans woman when you can sit here and date a gay man?
So here's the thing. This is what I hate about my brethren and sisters of the alphabet community. Because I have too many goddamn alphabets, first of all. We're going to roll the numbers when we get done. It's going to be T1 for transitional one and shit. Just wait. I'm try to learn new shit, okay? However, I don't understand. This is the one thing that I don't understand. We are in a community where we are preaching acceptance for who you are, allowing people to live in their truth. We're wanting the straight community to pretty much accept if we fuck a dog. I'm just gonna say it like that. We fuck a dog, bitch. You ought to accept the fact that we like dogs and we are into motherfucking bestiality, and that's our business. But if one of our brethren is into one of us, it's like, oh my God, like it's the worst shit you can do. And I never understand why we self-hate on each other like that. If we on the stage, or if we in a pageant, or we performing, bitch, you will bring all your dollars for, but let somebody that you like. And see, with you, it's different, Tristan. I mean, Mister6ft8, because you're so attractive, they want you. So why the fuck would you want something that doesn't represent them? And they try to make you feel bad about it, which I think is some bullshit.
May I interject?
Please.
The thing that gets me is that, okay, we are black first to begin with, and everybody on the panel right now is black. Okay, so why is it that we as blacks we want to take and um we want you to accept, like Savon was saying, accept this this way, this step this that way, this that and the third. But we get so much hate from our fellow black people in the gay system.
Yeah.
Like it's just like they take and turn around and have the crabs in a bucket mentality. Like they see you going up or prospering, they want to snatch you down. They want to slander your name. They want to speak all of the stupid stuff about you. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Tell me about it.
And then the first time they see you with someone that you're happy with, then they want to take and slide into his DMs, or they want to slide into his spots. Oh, well, I heard about such and such. It could be 30 years old, but I heard about such and such, about such and such, and all this kind of stuff. Or, they got something, or all this kind of stuff. It's just like, child, get over yourself. It's not that serious.
Listen, as long as I live, honey, if you live to be 50 and 60 years old, guess what, bitch? You're going to have what? A past.
Right.
If you have any kind of fucking future, you're going to have a past.
So your past is going to live longer than you do.
Okay. And there are things that make us who we are to place us where we are. So I don't feel bad. And listen, anybody who know me can say, well, she used to do so-and-so, or she was dating. Yes, bitch, I did. And let's talk about the shit that you did. We all done did some fucked up ass shit, made some fucked up ass decisions.
And we all are not proud of everything that we've done either.
We have to learn from it. But I hate when a motherfucker comes into their own and then they become this old grandiose, grandiloquent ass queen who has so many fucking opinions. Bitch, wait a minute.
But you know what?
I apologize in advance.
But you know what? That's why I take my hat off to a person like yourself, Savon, or to Spilly Boy, or to Madison. Just using, and even to you, Mister6ft8. That you're trying to live now unapologetic. You're letting people see who you are. It is what it is. If you don't like it, fuck you. KIM it. Keep it moving.
Fuck you. You don't have a heaven or hell to put me in, and I know the shit that I went through. You understand what I'm saying? We all have got the shit that we gone through. It has molded me to be who I am today. And I can't take that from nobody but first of all, let me just say my mother. That's first of all, because most of us are influenced by our parents, okay? And then, of course, I would say God first, but I knew my mom before I learned to know him. I'm just being real. You understand what I'm saying? And then, of course, my own need to survive the best way that I can. That's it. Right. There's nothing different between me and somebody else other than the fact that I just knew what I could do for myself, and that's it. Somebody asked me, how did I come into my walk into transition into who I am at the age of 24 and 25 years old. I was tired of being fucking miserable.
But the biggest ones in our life that takes to hold us back is our family.
Yes.
Because our family do not want to accept us. They want to always put us in the same box that they're about. Our family is the worst one, especially in the black church.
Well, and it's because, and the one reason why our families are so influential is because honestly, they're the ones we know the most about. So therefore, we give a damn about what they say. Okay,
right?
Some random ass Joe on the street. But the one thing that I can say about me that I am excited about. It took me a long time, and I'll say this, although my mom will disagree. She'll be like, "I never did that." It's okay, girl. It's all right, girl. Jesus loves you. It's okay, girl. But when shit hit the fan, so when I first started transitioning, it started with like most people. First, I was bi, bitch. I knew I am kind of like all over the place. But anyway, we'll move forward.
No coochie for me.
Listen, I have had it and I'll have it again. But anyway, so then I started doing drag. That was my thing. So when I was 19 years old, I went to a drag bar, and I didn't know what drag was. I didn't know what female impersonation was. I didn't know anything about the trans experience. Yes, ma'am, because I didn't see that in church. So when I moved out to my first club, it was a place here called Connections of Nashville, and I can tell you 3 people who I met: Rita Ross, Stephanie Wells, and Robin Dupree. And when I tell you, I fell in love. I was like, bitch, what the fuck is going on here? I was like, this is what I want to do. You understand what I'm saying? How do I do that? Like, it felt so natural. So, whereas everybody else was out there in the clubs, twirling and high kicking, that was later for me. I was in there learning craft. How do they do that? So then I was like, oh, I want to get under Rita Ross's wing, and I want to understand her, and I want to learn from her. And she was very accepting. But when I started doing it, it was great for a moment. But then at the end of that night, when it was time to take all that shit off and go back to who I lived my life, it was hard, So that was very short-lived for me. But that was my first intimate session with learning who the fuck I was going to a club.
Yeah, you were walking into the fact that it's a little more for you than drugs.
Yeah.
Because when I take it off, I'm done.
Yes.
I have a respect for the trans girls.
Yep.
I always knew where my lane was.
And you know what? And I had a lot.
That's where you knew, right? It was there.
I was like,
it's something different. You're not a drag queen.
No. And so and then my drag name, it was horrible. Anyway, we're gonna move forward. But so then when my mom found out that I was doing drag, and it was funny because I didn't understand how the hell she knew. She's like, what is this club down by the river you going to? And I'm like, how the hell? Church Sally, you know about this damn club. I covered my tracks really well. To this day, she would not tell me how she found out I was going to this club. And so she went into my closet. Now I would come home, I would get dressed at my best friend's house. We would go out. By the time I came back home the next day or Sunday, because it would be a weekend thing, all that shit would be packed up, and I have like my little drag bag in the closet under everything else, right? She found that shit. My mama found it.
She didn't find it. She went looking for it.
You know this. You know how we do. They go looking for
it. She went there looking for it, child.
She found it, okay? And so when she found it, so Solo, it was a couple names. Bonacia was bitch, it was ghetto. It was ghetto. Okay. It was Bonacia. Don't do it, spilling. I know it's horrible. Bonacia was the first name, and then I transitioned into Brianna Dupree. No, Brianna Ellington Dupree. Ellington Dupree. That's when I started knowing. That's when I started knowing what I was doing, and then
and you were a Dupree, bitch. You were on to something, bitch.
My drag mother is Nicole Ellington Dupree.
Absolutely. So, when you said the names, I knew you were talking about. And remember, I'm from Pittsburgh, but I knew about connections.
Yeah, so I can't say was, she still is. So when all that happened, and so then after that, Savon was the name I had in French class in 9th grade. And everybody knows that Savon means soap in French. I don't know why I stuck to it. So that's what I ended up changing my middle name to, Savon, and it just kind of stuck, because I was like, I this is my life. I don't want to, continue to play the games. You know what I'm saying? But when I tell you, that was the best thing that ever happened to me, just going out, being amongst my own people. But then to find out years later how they love you on stage, but outside of that, it was
they hate you.
Yeah, you had to learn a whole new lifestyle.
Yeah. But then they want you to always be the life of the party whenever you come around, and you got to go up and this, that, and the third. And then they want to always learn from you. They want to take from you, but then they don't want to take and turn around and give you your props where your props is due. Because I have a similar story, like from the age of 18 to I know at least 31. Like I did the whole female impersonation and everything like that until I was like, this is not just a drag thing for me. This is everyday life for me. And it went from just being androgynous to, wanting to be it full time and doing it full time. So, 38 years, I'm 38 years old now. And it's like that I got my stuff together and I'm taking it day by day.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I came about. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't even know what trans was until I came from the Albany side.
That part. He just knew he didn't hate it.
Yeah, that thing. So I don't know
Right.
what that is,
I
but
just-
I know I like it.
I just knew I didn't hate it. But you know, coming from, you know, back down in Albany, Georgia, back when she's passed away now, but they used to do this drag shows at Queen's Nightlife in Albany, and Animosity, Naroja and Munn used to come on and do the drag shows along with like a lot of the Behringers, a lot of the Bonets, like Jasmine Bonet. Like all of them would come down. Like Albany used to be
I
the
know
spot
her.
to come to back in the day. So it wasn't until like I started going out, you know, to the clubs, like driving out to the bars and stuff, going to Queen's Nightlife, that I really got a chance to learn as far as like the actual like what female impersonation was. And my fascination with it, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I thought because I was so fascinated with it that I wanted to be one. Like I thought that's maybe what the sign was, but that wasn't the sign. The sign was that I just was attracted to it. But I thought early on that, okay, you know, because I was so attached to it, I would spend all night watching YouTube videos of these gorgeous, you know, trans women, people that are in drag, like just completely just like unbelievable. Like it was just so fascinating to me. So I thought that's what it was, that I wanted to become one. But it turned out when I, you know, dated my first trans, you know, woman, that it became a thing of, well, okay, I guess now you like trans, bitch, on top of everything else. So
You know what? So I
Ain't nothing wrong.
I wish I can remember my best friend's friend name in Atlanta. Her name is Robin, and I remember I went there years. It was like the first and second time I went to Atlanta. First of all, going to Atlanta, coming from Nashville.
Is she a Cassadine?
Is she a who?
Is she a Cassadine? Is her last name Cassadine?
I'm gonna have to ask my friend Mark. I'll have to call him and ask him because I never knew her last name, but her name was Robin, and she told me, she said, first of all, drag is not you. You're a big old woman, and your ass is gonna be on hormones the next time I see you. Now, the next time I was in Atlanta was several years later, bitch. I was looking for her because I was like, bitch, how did you know? Because I was like, girl, no, I mean, this is what I do. Now I'm fine with who I am, but she knew. She knew. And she was like, the drag thing is you're not going to do long because it's not going to be enough for you.
Just like you see children now, and you can see children or like teenagers, and you're like, child, that's one of the children.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you know you when you see you.
Yep.
What do you think about Dwayne's Wade child?
What, Zaya?
Zaya.
You know, so first of all, I love how they just surrounded her and covered her. You understand what I'm saying? I absolutely love it. And I think for her to be so bold, now, to me, that's real strength because we came out obviously, but we didn't have celebrity parents, so we're not coming out to the world having to face all of that criticism, and we didn't have social media like we do today either. That's
right, baby.
So I support her down. I mean, I think that I agree with Madison and Team. That's a grown woman, honey, baby. The way she speaks, that's an old soul. She's been here before.
Yeah.
I completely agree with it, but the only thing that I would say is that I will let her get past her at least the 15 to 16 year mark, and then if she wants to start doing hormones, go through that, because you know it could be in a sense a phase right now. You never know.
I would definitely let her get the puberty.
I think that the one thing that I probably would approve for her would probably be blockers. Let me tell you why. Because, you know, reversing the whole, you know, puberty and the facial hair growth is a motherfucker. So
I understand.
I'm okay with blockers, but I would let her do it because once you start taking the blockers, you can reconvene. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that. You know, until she knows, because baby, it's hard to get that skin conditioned the way you want to after that beard start coming in for years. But it took me forever, and I still ain't there. Oh, Jesus! Thank God.
I definitely understand.
But yeah, I mean, I love the fact. So when my mom found out, you know, she was, of course, she's always known, but she had to have that discussion. So we had like a week or two of us being like, no. And we, you know, she's been my greatest fan and supporter. But it wasn't instant. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't instant. But the one thing about me was that I can say this, that I tell anybody, if it's something you really want to do, you have to be prepared to do it by your damn self.
Mm-hmm.
Think that you're gonna walk into this with a whole bunch of support. If you have it, that's awesome. But if you face it, knowing you're gonna do it by yourself, you can be better prepared for the struggle, right? So I went into it thinking, I'm not going to do this. I'm gonna do this by myself, and I don't care who appreciates it, who supports it or not. I was blessed to have my mom who did, but I was okay if she didn't.
And there's so many people that just don't even understand that you go through this, and especially being trans, you go through this, and it's a lot of nights that you're crying yourself to sleep at night. You think about suicide. Like, it's a very lonely place to be. And I wish that so many Black parents would be able to understand them. Not only Black parents, but Black families understand you can't just take and push your child out on the street and just assume that they're going to be okay with it, because you go through a lot trying to figure out who you are. And if you don't have that support system, if you're not strong, you will end up being a statistic. You will wind up being somewhere laying in a gutter dead somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't took your own life behind it. Because me, I can't speak for anyone else. I can only speak on me. I tried 3 times. The last time was 6 years ago that I was driving back from Pensacola to Detroit, and I was on the expressway. I closed my eyes doing 160 miles an hour in my truck, just trying to see where I could end up in.
So Jasmine, I want to do a segment about that. So I want you to hold that story because I do want to talk about that. T Bliss wants to come in, and she says she got one more thing she needs to say. So we're gonna bring her in. Oh, well, I thought I was gonna bring her in. T Bliss, let me know when you come back in. She says she has something to say. I asked her, first of all, how did my mom find out? So hold on, here she go. T Bliss.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I think a lot of people that are stuck on identity and sexuality and differentiating this whole thing, especially, you know, the Christians, because we judge.
And girl, you ain't got to lower your voice to say it, Christians.
So I have a whole church issue myself, but that's another day. But my thing is that you knew who you were when you walked in the church, and you said no one else in that church was like you. But what I think is that no one else in that church announced that they were like you.
Absolutely.
And so they saw you out and about living your best life, and then put on their church outfit to tell your mom.
Oh, you better speak. Oh, a word. So you think it was, you know what? And I didn't know if they was in there or not, but that's probably exactly who told my mom. Because how the hell was she gonna know? Well, that's how.
Then,
because what I do know is my dad knew, and it was, and I knew how he found out, because there was a good old church queen that would be in the club, good old queen, honey, just a choir director and everything. And I know she went back and told my dad, because me and my dad look so much alike, you can't. You see me? You see me?
Yeah.
So he was like, so do you have a child by the name of so-and-so, so-and-so? And he told my dad, first of all, bitch, that was none of your business. You need to shut your goddamn soup.
Yeah, she didn't her ass good.
But she did. She told. I'm not gonna say nothing about it because she done passed on. God rest her soul. But she was a messy bitch, and she told.
But she feels differently.
But that's the Black church in general.
She feels differently today. But I want to say this real quick, okay? And I hope it's not offensive in any way, because I don't have that kind of heart. Now, this person, Megan Thee Stallion, right? Okay, I saw her on on Hollywood Unlocked. Okay, and she said that she was born, not these words, she was born as a male, but as a young child, she identified as a female and started taking her hormones off of the people on the street, like, you know, the ladies of the night,
black market hormones.
Black market, thank you. And that she is able to look so feminine today because she started doing it before she hit puberty. And because she didn't hit puberty as male, she didn't have the hard lines that needed to be softened.
So
Now,
she was more intersex? I didn't know that.
no, she is Madison. She's just like Madison.
Oh, you talking about you talking about Meg the Stallion?
Yes, and see
Yeah, she's
how
talking about Meg Thee
surprised you
Stallion.
are.
So wait a minute.
Because
I haven't heard that.
I cannot
I
find
think
this.
she was hermaphrodite. I think
She's
she
hermaphrodite.
intersex. Yeah.
No, I think she's just transgender, but she's not out about it. I can't even find that interview anymore because someone on another page, when the little girl, Wade's person, and I said, well, because Madison said, don't let her take hormones right now. And I thought back to what Meg Thee Stallion had said. She took the hormones early so she wouldn't have to transition from male puberty to female puberty.
We gonna have to find that girl, because listen,
I mean, it definitely, the earlier you start,
the better
the easier time you have, and the better it works.
Yes, absolutely.
But she's not doing that today. As she's gotten more popular as a star or whatever, she's not speaking on it.
Because they don't know. And if she speaks on it, baby, let me tell you something. That shit is going to change. I don't care how old you are.
Like, you don't ever get to stop.
No.
Like, you don't ever get to stop taking because your body will naturally still, you ain't going to make estrogen. You're going to make testosterone. So you have to have something to fight it off.
But on the same token, though, as far as like taking hormones and stuff, it doesn't really, it defines, but it doesn't, it's really your genetics that defines how soft you're going to be in. Because even on hormones, a lot of the girls still have to go get like silicone and stuff. I've never had any work done. I'm all natural. So I've never did any of the hormones. I've always had a soft voice. The skin was always together. You know what I'm saying? I just, you know, have the facial hair like you have, Savon, you know? So I understand that, you know.
So for me, I did do hormones for a while. And I got off of hormones because during that time, this was probably I got off of hormones in 2000 and my best friend passed away in 2007. So it was probably 2006 or so, because during that time it was different. And there was all these ads or medical journals about how it led to cancer, and he passed away from cancer. So he was like, baby, get off of it. So I got off of it. However, for me, though, the one thing that's different for me is that I actually started growing my breast in the 6th grade when I was 12.
Okay.
So it was quite common, okay, you know, so I started the hormone therapy and I stopped, you know, so when you stop, there's repercussions to that. I've not had any, you know, work other than getting my boobs done after I lost weight, because I lost a lot of boobs when I lost a lot of weight. Other than that, I've not done anything else. Now, do I want to? Absolutely. Now, I don't want to do too much because I feel like I look all right. I don't want to get my face pumped and all that. But
you're fine.
I do want to give me a good old strong tummy tuck, though. I ain't gonna lie. I want to get rid of that fupa.
I got one of those.
But that ain't got nothing to do with your transition. That just, you know, that's just regular shit.
That's
regular people shit.
That's regular people shit. That's it.
But for you not to be on hormones, sissy, you're sickening.
Oh my God, stop it. Yes. Who, me or Jasmine? I'm sorry. I automatically took that because I'm But listen, I'm gonna say this about Jasmine. I didn't know.
I know. I didn't. I wasn't. And we hadn't had a good conversation. So
I damn so
good conversation. Then I would figure out what's going on. But no, it took me a minute because I done seen you a couple times, sis.
Oh.
And it's like, oh, okay, come on, Miss Ma'am, honey.
Yes, ma'am.
You know,
I'm very there.
And like I've told this one in this square up here, don't ever change, because he is the oddity. He's an oddity. You are that guy that some of the trans ladies are looking for, and there's not many of you who exist.
I will be honest about that. That is one of the most intriguing things about you. And I know it's amazing how the most intriguing thing about you has been the major thing that has caused you the most hardship. But those are the gifts of God. And that's just it. It is what it is. And don't let anybody change that, because the fact that you universally love all. People say that, but they don't mean that.
Yeah, and you know what? I feel like that the reason why some people, because I mean, of course, not just thinking it, but also hearing it, because I think Chi even mentioned it, is that people have the whole fear of, and I'm always tickled when people say it, the whole fear of competition. And I'm like, if I'm in, but my thing is that if a person is really into you, regardless of what they like, why would there be a competition of you being worried about, oh, well, I can't compete with a cisgender female if that person wants to go back to a female? But that's not what it's about. And that's why I was telling Jasmine, I was like, you know, if I'm focused on just saying, if I'm dating a trans, I'm not concerned. I mean, yeah, I mean,
You can say me. It's okay.
I
You can say
admire
me.
I'm dating Jasmine.
If I'm dating, look, if I'm dating Jasmine, I'm not concerned about anything else around as far as what's going on around. I'm just concerned about Jasmine. Like that's just what it's gonna be. You know,
that's like you don't understand because that's not your get. I understand what Chi-Chi's saying, and he is correct.
Yes.
He is correct. Yes. It's just there. It is what it is. If you were whorish in nature, you would be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a whorish nature, trust me, you would be a problem because you couldn't stand anywhere and say, "That's my man," and I know, bitch, I know he ain't looking at you, bitch, because he don't even do all that. You do everything. So there's nobody that the person that you're with, child, people will be laughing like, yeah, okay, then.
Right.
So, you like everything.
And I'm gonna tell you, when you date trans women, let me just tell you a little bit about the DNA of a trans woman.
Absolutely, they don't see us as an issue.
Typically, we only get BL men or bisexual men.
Exactly.
So having someone that's so fluid as you, we don't get often at all. So,
and comfortable in themselves.
We've never had it. So when you say that, we look at you like, the fuck, bitch, no. Because if you like me and I'm a woman, bitch, you go obviously like a woman. So that's my immediate competition because she got something I don't have and I have something that she don't have. Because that was my issue. I remember when I first started dating my boyfriend, I said, listen, I understand you bisexual. How you gonna handle it when the cravings of the poussoir come back? Because bitch, I don't have one of those. I've got a boussoir, bitch, but I don't have a poussoir. Okay, so when that comes, and I understand the difference between the two, how are you gonna handle it? And we have great ideals and expectations about it. Oh, I love you down, blah, blah, blah. However, when that craving happens, how are you gonna deal with it?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. I found myself going from, okay, this is what I know I got to deal with. I know that I'm dating this boy, and I know he's gay, so he's whorish in nature. So I know I got to worry about all the queens. I know that. Yeah. So and I already got it broke down in my mind. I got to worry about the queens, and I got to worry about the butch queens because he's versatile.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So I got all that on my plate. I knew that he was attracted to girls, but what mess around with no girls. But I never even gave that a thought because that was that thing of like, as you're growing up, of course you've tried things with girls. I've never had, but most boys have tried something.
That makes two of us.
And then they go on, they're like, okay, no, I'm gay. And then after that, you don't have to worry about women anymore. So I had my mindset, hey baby, I have to worry about the queens and I gotta worry about the butch queens. So that's what I got on my table. Then he brought
now I gotta worry about Shayla. Shit.
Exactly. Yeah. Then he brought me a baby. And so I had to worry about the queens, the butch queens, and I have to worry about the girls now. And it was a whole it's a whole trip. So,
but you know, I'm not even gonna lie.
Boy, please.
You would?
I'm not even gonna lie. I treat certain people of certain backgrounds differently. So, for example, when
I first get a prescription for each. Hold on.
No, I'm just saying.
Tread lightly, sugar.
I treat people of certain different backgrounds differently. So what I mean by that, for example, when I first went on his live, and the day after, I started getting DM from trans women, right? So,
did you?
but the thing was that
they want to climb that tree.
But see, the thing was that I didn't accept the messages. I didn't respond. Like, I read it. Like, Instagram gives you the feature to be able to read it without accepting it. So, like, even with my YouTube channel, like, I had people commenting on my YouTube channel, like, trans women. And my thing was that the reason why I treat certain people differently is because what I've learned from experience, that in the trans community, it may not seem like it, but the girls are close knit. I'm just gonna call it the way I see it.
And
the girls are close knit. And when I say that, I mean that the girls are close knit in the sense of it's easy for word to get back around of saying that, oh yeah, I dealt with him, or he ain't nothing but a fuck boy, like, it's easy for word to get back around. So that's why I tread lightly when it comes to talking to trans women. Like, I'm not going to sit there and put myself on the line as far as in, because people are dropping in DMs. Because my thing is that if you really want to get to know me, like, you would take it a step further and not just be saying that, oh, hey, what's up? I noticed you on the chat, let's sit here and chat it up. I got a picture of me. You want to see? Like, no, I don't want to see any of that. We can have a conversation, but if that's not how you approach me, then I'm gonna just treat you accordingly, and that's just how it's gonna be, and that's just how I am. So that's what I mean when I say that I treat everybody as far as because like I said, I feel like that you got to handle certain situations with care versus if you just kind of being out there full force, and that's just
Jasmine smart too, girl.
I see that, but to piggyback off what you're saying, though,
I'm gonna tell you something. It is a good thing that I am 9 years strong and in a great relationship. Because let me tell you what I would be.
Gotcha, man.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah,
bitch, how the fuck? What?
Yeah, there you go. It's backwards, girl. Yeah, and
see, that's the thing.
I tried to get him for Chi-Chi. I was like, do you remember that, Shayla? Were you there?
I remember.
And I was like, I loved him for Chi-Chi. But then when Chi-Chi said what his concerns were, I said, I get it.
I get it.
I got it. And I was like, that's real. And that's the one thing I love about Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi's real. So you ain't got to fish through Chi-Chi.
Don't.
And I was like, okay. So you see, I left it alone. So, but I'm still adding Solo, and we're going to find. So, well, we ain't gonna have to find nobody because Miss Jasmine got hold. She ain't letting go.
So,
and I'm gonna cook them a good meal and just take care of them. You know what I'm saying?
So we got Solo who had to come in. Solo,
hi, Solo.
Can you hear us?
Are you high, baby?
We can't hear us. Go.
We can't hear you.
Hey, you saying hospital?
He's on mute. He probably got headphones in or something.
No, it might be doing that.
You, baby. Go out and come back in.
I knew he couldn't hear us from his response because Solo's.
But that's the difference, though. How you were saying that's the difference in how you treat any person. You know what I'm saying? You go into that person with the right intentions, you're going to get what you need to get out of the situation. But if you go into it with ill will and ill intentions, then that's not what you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? Right. I understand exactly where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? The dating scene, true enough, it is a small pool, true enough. But if you know what you got and you value who you are, you're going to get what you want regardless. And I'm one of those go-getters. So if I have my eye on a prize on something, it's mine regardless.
Oh, come on!
Let me tell you
I'm just sticking confidence.
That's why my dating history has always been our foreign friends, because bitch, I wanted them hoes when they got off the boat. I didn't want no other hoes having them before me, bitch. You can have them after me, but before me, you wasn't. That's why the Haitian, he got as soon as his ass came over here from Haiti, honey.
He got twice, honey. He got and his car got.
Now check this shit out, though. But check this shit out. I've even showed my boyfriend. Now, this was a long time ago, but to this day, he still wants back in because he knew where he fucked up.
Hey, man, they do. They do, but...
Solo. Hello, Solo?
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
There we go. Hey.
How are you?
We good. How are you?
I'm doing well, babe. How are you, Savon? Thank you for having me on your show, boo boo.
You're welcome.
Hey, Spill It Boy. Hey,
What's
boo
up, baby?
boo. Miss Shayla, you are beautiful.
Boom.
Miss Jasmine.
Hi, baby.
Thank
And
you.
look at you. I asked to be on here to talk to you, Mr.
Come on, talk to us. Let us move over.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Hold on.
Okay, but first let me rep
start.
this TJ gear.
What you say? What now? What, Shayla?
I said, hold on before everybody start because I was listening, right? I was trying to blow dry my head and listen at the same time.
Uh-huh.
There was somebody that came on the show that said something about Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened?
I don't think that girl knew she was talking about.
She did a twerk video because Megan Thee Stallion always twerking.
Right.
And whatever she had on, people were saying that they was basically saying they could see her nuts.
Wait.
But that's where that came. I don't know where the interview is. I haven't seen no interview, but I remember from that video.
And this is on Hollywood.
She blessed that she was wrong, so I think it was somebody else.
Yeah. But I just had to take that out because I like Megan Thee Stallion.
I love
Me
Megan
too.
Thee Stallion. I just got done reporting on her this weekend.
Oh.
I love Megan.
Oh, T-Bless said that it was
Stargirl. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say that wasn't Megan.
Oh, yes, that reminds me something. I think she is so damn beautiful. Like,
yes,
it's just beautiful. But she made some mistakes.
She taught me how to have
Right,
makeup.
forgive me, like,
So Solo, you were coming to talk to Mister. What questions do you have for Mister while he eat his Cheetos?
Oh, what made me want to get on here is when you said that after Chi-Chi's show, your DM blew up with T-girls.
Yeah.
And you didn't accept or talk to any of them. Why?
Because he didn't want that fire, honey.
Okay, he could have sorted through them girls. He could have sorted through them girls and filtered who he wanted in and out of there. Come on, this is part of you. This is the part of you coming up out of that shell, and regardless of the penny you got in your pocket, boo boo. No matter what you got, what you're doing, if you want to get out there, get out there. That's what them DMs was for, boo boo.
He said that he was feeling like he was, he wanted to be careful.
But here's the other thing.
You don't want his name, but yeah, it just depends on what you say in the conversation. Talking is okay. It just depends on what you say in the conversation. You can talk to him, but don't be sending dick pics.
Right.
It's gonna go viral.
Yeah, when you send dick pics,
that part.
that's when the girls know who you are because they're like, "Girl, I got a dick pic," but you can accept all the dick pics that you want.
Right, and then the other thing is that
he want them all, so.
Yeah, but we ain't got no more of them issues because Miss Jasmine done said, "Fuck all."
Miss Jasmine said, "Let a bitch send you a dick pic if you want to."
But see, what y'all fail to realize though is I'm not insecure about any of it. I mean, if it's locked down, it's locked down. So go and have your little fun. But then whenever it's time to get serious, I didn't slide in the DMs. I just slid in the face. I mean, it's the difference.
I can respect that though. I can respect that with Jasmine though because of the fact that I'm looking at her face to face. So I have at least a chance to be able to vibe as far as to get the feed off the energy off of her. Now with the people in the DMs, see my thing is I didn't really have nothing to go on, and see my thing is I'm that kind of person that I'll background check you. Like I try to see if I can find your Facebook, your Instagram. Like I do all of that. Like I need to know who I'm dealing with before I actually like
Everything is Jasmine
because-
Divine. Everything is Jasmine.
Okay,
so that you can go out there to do all of your searches and make sure you bring up Jasmine. That is
Miss Jasmine plays no game.
Jasmine.
just so it's stated though,
She plays no game.
I am gonna look when I get out of here.
Right.
Oh, it's not a problem, baby. I can tell you the only thing that you're gonna ever find of me, as far as with everything, we all went through our crazy phase. So I have one crazy picture out there, baby. And when you find that picture, you're gonna be happy.
Okay. You say
Girl.
Just know that she is 10-10, baby. She was 10-10 then, and she's still 10-10 now.
Y'all two need to be the first contestants on Chi Chi's dating game.
See, but see, I don't have to, we are ready. Yeah, we don't need the game.
She said, "Fuck that. She ain't competing with
Right.
no."
We don't need the game.
Yeah, they can just come on and be
She's handling her business.
Listen, I want my invitation to the festivities, honey. Because I
You know
want
what? I'm gonna lay the table out.
yeah, I want some cake and I want to catch the water and all that good shit.
Where y'all at? Atlanta, Georgia, where?
Who? I'm in Nashville. Shayla's in Ohio. Spilly Boy's in Pittsburgh,
Pensacola, Florida.
and Mister6ft8 is in Georgia as well, I think. No? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Georgia.
Where you at?
I be in Pittsburgh all the time.
Yeah, I'm in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I be there all the time. I be going to the Gateway Clipper most of the time.
Get out of here, girl. Listen, that's real close.
Yeah,
Real
yes.
Miss Shayla, do you have a lot of gay friends?
I do.
You just remind me of like just about every straight female friend that I got. I mean, you do. When I seen you on Chippy's one of his shows, I was like, oh, I live for Miss Shayla.
Let me tell you something. I live for Miss Shayla.
I know you. You know what I mean? I know you, but I don't know you.
Yeah, because we all got a good Judy.
I first say you're good.
I got a couple of good old Judies that you remind me of right now that I can call and be like, you remind me. And how old are you?
28. I just turned 28 2 weeks ago.
I just want, like, if she ever come to Nashville, bitch, I just want to do that Bob. I want to knock that Bob out, bitch. I just want to give her, like, the life.
Oh, look at you.
And they talking about they're going to open up the salon soon. Now, however, I'm not, because I don't want the Rona, okay?
Yeah,
Let me tell you.
open it up in
Listen.
In Nashville, the hoes is opening up this weekend. I will not be participating.
This weekend?
Georgia's doing the same thing.
I will not be participating.
No.
I would never go get some things done, but I'm not.
Savon, I'm gonna need some micros.
I work in a
I'm going to have to give you some, Jasmine, you want micros. I'm going to have to give you my good girlfriend, Oliver. Because you got them African fingers, bitch. Because I got somebody for you, though. But
I'm a traveling girl, baby, so I have no problem with that. I plan on going to New York the first of next year. I'm not doing it while Rona's still out there, but I do travel a lot. And then I actually was thinking about moving back to Atlanta because I used to live in Atlanta. My little brother wants to go and be a part of Tyler Perry Studios. So because I do makeup and stuff too. So we may be able to link up and do a little like something.
I claim that for you in the name of Jesus. I also claim that he gets some good with wigologists there as well. He can find them on Instagram if he needs to, because the people he's got right now, them damn wigs look a hot ass mess. I'm sorry.
Garbage.
Do you not do braids at all? Like, do you like shower? Girl, that's why we get along so well.
I don't do braids.
I don't mess with braids other than doing sew-ins.
I'm like, no, I don't do braids. First of all, I typed today with the corporate America. I'm not going to be. Carpal tunnel is real, girl. And if carpal tunnel gets me in, so no.
Yes. We got too much in common. We both do this thing. Hello.
Yes.
We both do that.
Yes.
We both are licensed.
Yes.
And we both don't do this.
Yes. I knew that when I saw you. I was like, I don't know what it is that's familiar. I'm going to repeat it.
I don't do I do the sew ins. I don't do braids, but then I do
don't
costuming
braid.
and
Yeah,
makeup.
honey, I never.
So I do the costume and makeup.
I tried all through
Well,
that.
baby, I use the bald head.
And guess what? If I take off loose meals number
Yes.
if I take her off, she looks just like that. Because I shaved her a long time ago. Because I started wearing wigs. And I was like, well, I'm going to keep braiding my hair up. I'm not going to wear this shit. So I was like, bitch, let her go.
Right.
So I just put on
My
my
natural hair is down to here, baby. It's so thick and it's just thick.
But I do love doing natural, real hair. Like I love silk press. I love doing all of it. I love healthy hair. I love healthy hair. You know.
Yeah.
Savon, come bless me.
Listen, I want to, girl. Let me pack up my caboodle, girl.
My bones grew out. I'm a mess over here.
I love silk press. That's it. You know what? I'm so glad you know.
And then I also wanted to tell you, Mister, that what you was telling you about just everything that everybody says or you thinking about you, babe. Fuck that. And understand, I didn't have the upbringing, or I wasn't raised in a house. I was raised in a lesbian house. I was raised by a stud that always had a bad bitch by her side. You know what I mean? So, but just, I mean, I had all this shit growing up with the outside of my house, but in my house, I didn't have that. So,
yeah.
But
and this is
fuck
why,
everything that a motherfucker think or say about you, baby.
Yeah, I told him he's an oddity. It's like there's no read. You are open to everybody, so there's nothing that anybody should have to say about you. Period. But it's in a perfect world. That's in a perfect world. Because there's exceptions to every rule. I'm not supposed to get along with Savon. I'm not supposed to get along with Maddie. But I literally walked up to Maddie in Pittsburgh and energies. Maddie works off of energy. I was walking up. She already knew who I was. And we seen each other. She gonna say, bitch, get over here and hug my neck. And from that day till this, we've just been cool.
I think
because generally trans women and drag queens they just do not get along.
It's a cattiness that's there.
I don't understand that. I have never understood that.
That's people in that narcissism. There's narcissism on both sides.
But it's that cattiness.
That's what it is.
It's that cattiness that's there. Yeah. And then by
you had a boy. Oh, jeez, it's a mess. It's a messy one that likes both. They'll play them against each other and all. But energies.
And see, I'm a Sagittarius, so I don't be bothered with all of that. I can't be bothered with all of that.
I live for the trans girls. Always have.
I live for all
the girls.
I live for all the girls and all the boys. As long as you're about your shit, you on some good shit. If you ain't got a whole bunch of mess, I'm not fucking around with all that mess. And that's just me.
I grew up with all of y'all.
So let me take this down.
In my house.
I'm a Sagittarius.
All of y'all.
I'm 38.
The girls, the lesbians, don't generally fool with the effeminate boys. They but they like the drag queens.
But here's what's so crazy.
I'm a walking, breathing person where all my friends, remember, I'm a house mother. I was a house mother. So I have daughters and sons. I got butch queens and drag queens all up, all under me. And I hung out with my kids and we go to the club and the girls, the lesbians, they're like, oh, child, here they come it all, kicking and splitting and carrying on. And they truly did not care for my friends. But I was the drag queen out of the group. Because generally I didn't hang with my daughters. I always be with my sons. I'm the drag queen. They lived for me. But the rest of the queens, they were like, child, we can do without them. But you do that little Patti LaBelle thing, you come on through.
But that's the same thing that I was saying the other night with Savon and with Chi-Chi, that you know, you can have so many other lesbians that actually want to date or be with the trans girls or the drag queens, but then whenever you see a feminine guy, then they want to take and fight them and hurt them and all that kind of different stuff. And I just don't understand that cattiness and that stupidness. And it's really relevant in the Black community.
And she lusts after Savon and Miss TS. Do you hear me? If she comes back, my mother is 60-something years old and is a stud, baby. And whenever she walk in my room and see you or TS, she be like, "Who is that?"
Well, let me tell you something.
Yes, mama.
So that's what I was about to say, Solo. So when I went to Atlanta, every time I go to Atlanta, the studs in Atlanta and here, the studs, baby, do not play. They would take care of me quicker than anybody else.
They love the girl. They love them.
Right, they love the girl.
Woman. They see woman.
Right.
They don't see
Right.
a boy, you know, that once
Right.
they see a woman, and that's
right.
And I ain't gonna lie.
doors and buying
I'm here for it, honey. I ain't gonna.
and you like, oh,
not right now. But if I was single, I'll be here for it. I'll be like, listen, Solo, I want you to. I am proud to be your new stepmother. What you need, baby? What you need?
Message.
But I've always been like that. I always say I love everything in the LGBTQIA, everything. A lesbian, a trans man, a trans woman, everything until you step wrong with me.
That's right. As long as you
understand that too. Until you step wrong with me. But before that, child, I love it all. I love it all. I understand it. I know it. When you make certain moves, I've been around a long time. I see you, bitch. I see you when you're moving sideways. You know what I mean?
I see you when you walk like a crab doing that crab walk. Mister6ft8. You have been received extremely well tonight. I'm so glad that we talked earlier and decided to do this.
I know. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little nervous at first because I was like, Lord, even though I had been on Chi-Chi's live, but because of the fact that I feel like every person has their own different audience, so you know, being
I just have 3 folks, so you ain't got to worry about my audience. It's 10. Look, it's growing. So as long as your ass don't come through, we fine.
I like her though.
I like her too, but when she come through, it's a whole mess.
Tragic, just completely tragic. But you know, my thing is that I just want people to see all sides of me. Like I'm real bubbly, real goofy. I'm quite sure you found that out by me posting all these damn crazy ass videos. That, you know, that's just a side of me. Like I have a romantic side, I have a goofy side, I have an aggressive side. Like it's a lot of different sides to me. And
say what? Go back to the aggressive side.
Well, you and Jazz talk about the aggressive side. I'm going to take a potty break.
He's all over the place, and that's why I say don't ever change. Don't ever change. When I went on this page and then I really sit this video, don't ever change. I don't care what anybody says to you. Don't ever change. You, Savon, Chi-Chi, and child, even y'all, Solo, and all of y'all, the way y'all support each other and y'all go from platform to platform, don't ever change. Y'all stay together. Y'all support each other. And as you all build y'all's channels, keep supporting each other.
Well, I ain't got no channel. I'm trying to build a career first.
Exactly.
So on Instagram.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Y'all know her. Y'all know she's going to be here. So when her information goes out, support her. I'll tell you, Lady Nika. I don't know how many of y'all might know Lady Nika. Lady Nika actually is pretty big in my sector of YouTube that I hang around in. And everybody knows Lady Nika. Lady Nika started off just like you. She used to just watch videos and leave comments. And I used to say, here she go. I always knew that was Lady Nika from over there, Louisiana. And she would leave books up underneath my videos. And then it got to what was like, you need a channel, God damn it. You got so much to say. You need a channel.
Yeah.
She ended up making a channel, and now we are like, it went. I always kind of seen us as peers anyway, but we're literally peers as opposed to her being like this fan now at this point. So again, people know who you are, Shayla. Y'all continue to support her. Y'all see her when the live button goes. There's some things that I know I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see Shayla there.
Yep.
Solo's gonna be somewhere floating around. I've seen Jasmine is always around.
Yep.
Savon was always around, and now Savon's on screen. And then this Mister6ft8, he started popping up, and this.
I just followed you too on Instagram.
That's the natural.
I saw that.
Some of you all will become content creators. Some of you all won't. But this is the natural progression. Do not change. Continue doing what you do. Continue doing what you do and support each other.
And
well, that's my thing. I want to do the same thing that y'all are doing.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be no content creator. I use YouTube for therapy, baby, during these
honey, therapy.
Okay.
Creators.
It is
to watch too.
But it has changed so much. Like back in the day, like I had to go, and I ain't gonna lie, I had to go clean up my channel. Girl, I had to.
What you have on there?
It's you can't see it now. It's gone. But honey,
I was cleaning up a damn thing.
I had to because wait a minute. I mean, listen. I was back in the day. This is an old head. Do anybody remember when Scarlett took a tumble, bitch?
Yeah.
Okay, so
oh my God, that was
fell off the table. That's
fell off that goddamn table. Okay, so I was doing shit around that time, and then I paused. So it's a whole bunch of shit I had to go and just say, make this private. I didn't get rid of it. I just made it private because, bitch, my mouth was doing a whole lot, honey. And I was up there with like shampoo caps and shit on. My presentation was fucked. The quality looked great as hell. And so it did. So then what I decided was like in November of last year, I was like, so my boyfriend works for, in the tech department, and he works with the social media groups. And I was like, what's the latest camera out there? What's this? What's that? And so for Christmas, I just bought myself all this shit. Now, I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do with it. Nothing. But I had been watching people for, long enough and in the comments and everything. I said, I'm going to just try it and just get back out there because I feel like shit. I'm funny at least. I'm animated as hell. Let me just get back out there. But I can tell you without Madison, without Skillet Boy, without a few other people that are just kind of out there, I will be out here aimlessly wandering, honey.
And that's people go back and I know you know who LeBecky is, Savon.
I do.
Picking over on my platform, you know who LeBecky is. She doesn't make videos. She is a watcher. But we started calling her LeBecky over on Treasure Lane.
Okay.
Her name is Terry P. You see her in the chat. But we start calling her LeBecky because she would call in. I do call-ins too sometimes.
Yep.
And people thought she was a white woman. But she's not. She's just a well-spoken black woman.
Right.
And she talks shit. Okay. So everything she be saying, they be like, wait a minute. I'm like, no, that is a black woman, honey. And she will talk her shit. So they started calling her LeBecky.
Oh.
That's her handle now, LeBecky. And everybody loves her. Wow. Yesterday or the day before, it was just dry on the YouTube streets. She was back watching videos. She said, I'm going to send me a message. She said, I'm watching your old videos. She was watching videos that I did back in 2015.
Well, let me tell you why it was dry. They wasn't letting shit upload. For 2 days, 2 or 3 days straight, my shit kept being on processing, and it would stop and start all over and stop and start all, and then it was like, oh, we just have this new YouTube studio, bitch. You playing with me?
I was going to say there was system updates that went into effect yesterday.
Yeah, but listen,
there's a lot of shit going on with this system stuff.
Absolutely, they got rid of the whole back office.
So I was like, when I saw Mister6ft8, first of all, we connected and we exchanged information like off the first Chi show what I saw you.
Yeah.
What is your info? I was in the DMs too, but not in the same way. But I was in them. And so then I was like, I messaged him this morning. I was like, Nick, what you doing later? He was like, well, nothing. Somebody asked, how did this time come about? First of all, we was like, what time you get off? What time am I gonna be off? Let's just do it at this time.
Right.
What happens?
I just received a message that said, be here at this certain time.
Oh yeah, I was spreading the word.
Fell out of the air, and I just messaged and I said, oh,
okay. The blessings of God. I'm so glad you showed up too. I am extremely happy with everybody that showed up because I really didn't think that anybody was gonna show up, honestly.
Oh, no, baby, this is just the beginning. If you, child, you know when I go live, honey, this is just the beginning.
Listen, and I'm gonna show up.
I'm awake, baby. Next time you go live, I'm awake. I'm gonna show up for you, baby.
I appreciate that. Look, boy, be going live, and I be on my phone, half sleep, talking about some. I gotta support.
I'm always saying, hey, Savon, because Savon's in the chat. You know, be in my chat
all the time. So
people are going to be following you, following me over here, following you over. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You're gonna be fine.
And that's you know, and it makes me happy that you know to see like all of you on live because that was my main goal. Like when I initially wanted to start my channel last year, was that.
Wait a minute. What
the fuck was that?
Up there, Savon, put that back up there.
Don't put that up there.
I think that's
with my Twitter.
What? I ain't got to do a damn thing for you. You got trolls already. Girls, you done made it. You made it.
You said I'm blowing that
I was like, he's doing what in your other room? In whore?
That's it. Okay, Savon, you've arrived. You're a star, bitch.
Oh my goodness. That was a bit much.
God.
Mister6ft8 brought that energy, damn it.
Okay, right. You know, big energy shakes the room.
But no, you know, I'm glad to see y'all on here because you know when I did my YouTube channel last year, you know, my goal was because I was so different, I didn't know how it fit in. I said I wanted to be able to bridge the gap between the heterosexual, the trans community, and the gay community, and like have us all on one accord because I wanted to be able to show that it can work. You can have somebody that is a person of all things, and that person is not out here hoeing around. That person lives a regular life. Like I wanted to be able to show that there's an example out there. So I wanted to bridge that gap to show people it does exist. It's just it may be a rare thing, but it does exist.
Everybody's represented right now on the screen. Everybody. Represented.
And this is exactly what I want. This is how I want it to be. Honestly, I really do. This is how I want it to be. I feel like, for me, and so, one thing that I want to have a separate live for those who are just kind of, Jasmine understands being of the trans experience. When I transitioned, where I started at the job that I'm at now, I transitioned there. So they saw me, I'm not going to say before the transition, but they saw me when I was just, good old film queen. You know what I'm saying? The black Jesus walking around with his long ass hair and a beard and shit. So when they saw me transition, I think one of the things that they said to me that I had gotten feedback from actually the head of HR, like it was like, whatever you want to do is fine, just keep it consistent is what they said to me. And like a year or two into it, they was like, you know what? We have issues with dress codes. We have issues with people showing up professional, being professional. But the one thing about it, we never had an issue with you. So I tell all of the girls, one, if you have a company that is accepting and trying, right? The burdens are going to be on your shoulder, and you're going to set the path for all those that follow behind you. You're going to have to be consistent. You're going to be the person they look at, and everybody hire after then. They'll think about how did it go with person A.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, for me, it was hard, but people say, oh my God, you're so corporate. That's because it's in my bone. However, once Naked Night starts at 9 p.m.
Savon, this person down here again, child, they got a whole book for you.
Who is that?
The same one.
Girl, let me block this heifer because Shim or whoever the fuck it is doing the exact most. Girl.
Yeah.
Like Billy Boy said, baby, you've made it. You got trolled.
You made it. Yeah, she's and we'll talk. I'll tell you about some other types of trolls that you have to watch.
Doing
what she's doing. She ain't really. You block her if you want. She ain't too bad. But there's some trolls that'll come through if they're putting links of like porn, like porn addresses. You got to block them because they're trying to get you in trouble.
See, that's why I don't need no YouTube channel. I don't need to be no personality because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna pin my address and be like, pull the fuck up.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Pull up.
You ain't got to put your eventually somebody will dox you and pin your address up for you. But that's just the way things go. But
someone asked if they wanted to be a moderator. I was like, girl, wait a minute. Girl, you ain't going to be moderating shit. But I went on and said, hey, girl, here you go.
and you'll be, that's a big deal, though. That's a big deal, Savon. You have to be very careful. On my platform, you know, I got a larger platform. It's larger than some people. But I only have 3 moderators.
Yeah.
I've only ever had 3 moderators. For the longest time, I only had 1, and that was Asia from Brooklyn. Asia was my moderator by herself forever. And then I made my 2 daughters moderators. So now I have the Supremes. A moderator, that's what I call them, child of Supremes. Yeah. But the moderators have the option to go block everybody in that goddamn list. Yeah. You can be sitting here talking. Your moderator can literally go over there and block every last person that is in your chat right now. And
wow,
you paying no attention. You go live and wonder why your ass is sitting here by yourself.
But I have been very careful. I'm gonna need you not to do that, girl.
Yes, honey, you have to be very careful. And you ain't always gonna get it right. You know, it's gonna get it right. I had one other moderator who literally switched over and went with the ops. You know what I mean?
With who?
The ops, honey.
We need to pull up on that bitch. That's that bitch you pull up on. You pull up on that.
You don't have a spot.
Oh yes,
untrustworthy ass bitch.
She left and went with the ops as soon as I took her wrench away to protect her because I knew she was fans of both of us. So I took her wrench away because that person, the way she works, I said she's gonna attack you. So I took your wrench away to protect you. Well, she then chose the side because it made her mad, and then she started attacking me.
Oh.
So she went being my moderator to literally being the ops. So you're not gonna always get it right. It is what it all is a learning experience.
It is.
But you be very, 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 very careful with those moderators because a moderator can make or break you. I've seen people be moderators who fall out with the person, and the person forgot to take their wrench away, and the bitch sat in the person's chat. And everybody that super chatted them, she blocked them. So it was literally people who were donators to the channel. She was fucking with her money. She was blocking.
That is fucked up.
So, I mean, it ain't a big deal. It is a big deal.
That's a big deal.
What's going on, and it can change your bottom line.
Yeah.
You know?
So Savon, I want to say, before we get off of here or whatever, I understand where you're coming from because when I was in Detroit, I ran 3 different stores, and I was the first openly trans that was there. And I set the standards for everyone that came in behind me.
Exactly.
So I definitely understand, that you had to come in, whether I felt like it or not, had to be faced, had to be hair, everything had to be 10/10. So I definitely understand that every day.
And don't get me wrong. I can give you video vixen. Do not get me wrong, because I can, and I love to do that. However, as a baseline for me, you know, when people see me, they all go, "Oh, this bitch is so she's so," because I'm just invested in corporate because that is my main income for the most part, and I've had to learn that. And then for me, I've always like I said before, I like the element of surprise. So when people see me, they hear me on the calls, they talk to me, I'm in a position of management, and then when they see me, they're like, "God damn, she's 6'2". Yes, she is. And she's a whole lot of woman when she comes in. So when I come in here, I'm gonna have hair, I'm gonna have everything. You hear me? And I'm going to stick out in that meeting room. I always do. And it's not on purpose. It's just, bitch, I've always felt like I've had to set the example for everybody. So I felt like I had to be better than, even though there's no competition, it's just the way it is in the corporate space.
We had to come in with that sense of authority.
Every black woman, every black man, I'm not making it racial, but that's just the way it is. We've got to come in and we've got to be better than, because people automatically will sit there and automatically reduce our ability. They'll automatic. So you got to do more than all the time.
Yes.
Well, I think
my thing at work is the angry black man.
God, I'm telling you, I done been fired from every job I'd never had. But now I'm my own boss. Because I'm not listening to nobody. I'm not taking no orders.
I was going to say,
yeah. But you know what? What I've learned is the art of words mean things. And I can say some shit to you, and your ass will be sitting there like, "Oh, thanks." And then when you're on your way home, you'll be like,
"That's great."
Yes, I did. I sure did. I sure did. I mean, I've had to learn. You know?
But I know you understand that, Shayla, because being a black woman is one of the hardest things.
It is.
Black women, you disrespect when you show up.
They would really test me at them jobs. Like one time I was working. Do y'all know the store Things Remember where they like engrave stuff?
Yes.
I worked at the warehouse in customer service. And I had a really good phone voice. I put on a good show for a whole month. And then the boss came to me one day and she had a whole attitude with me. I guess I had sold too much shit for her. They was really shocked that I sold anything. And you know, she just started with this attitude. Now, at first, I tried to be nice. Now, I always try to go the nice route first because you want me to show my black side. And since you keep me, that's what I'm gonna do. Then they get offended, talking about, "Oh, well, you know, we didn't mean it like that. You don't have to talk to us like that." Well, that's the only way you're gonna pay attention. Then they talk about, "Oh, you fired." That's okay, baby, because I was on my way out the door.
Anyway.
And see, entrepreneurial spirit, and that doesn't work well. And customer service and telemarketing jobs are the worst for people with the entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking.
I think any job that they have to answer to anybody is a bad place for an entrepreneur.
Yeah, when you don't feel the need.
It's either going to cause a problem.
It tells you to go pee.
It's going to either cause a problem or catapult you into the position of authority. Because honestly, for me, I think for me, they automatically, because I automatically just took on shit. Like with me, I started on the help desk working with just, you know, when you call in, that's it. And I've moved from that up to senior operations manager for a whole implementation team that's managing a team of people both onshore and what we call offshore, which is in India. Like, I mean, it's just it, where I'm reporting directly to VPs. Only because of the fact for me, I own the shit and I didn't have to escalate shit because I felt like it was my own shit. So you're right. It can cause a problem when you have managers who want to micromanage shit and be everything. But if you have a manager who wants you to succeed and lead and you don't bother them, that's where those entrepreneurs grow. Because
that's a whole different skill set.
Leave me the fuck alone and I got it. You won't ever get escalation from me because I already took care of it.
Yeah.
Right.
I did it for years and I loved it. I wouldn't change anything about it. I learned so many things.
Yep.
I learned so many things about how to run my stuff and how to deal with people and all those things. But when I turned away and walked away from it, I ain't answering another phone that ain't for me ever again in this life. If it ring and it ain't for me, I ain't answering it.
Listen, so
Come on,
it's
yeah.
so good to see that you're
Sorry,
back.
y'all. My thing went out.
Oh, okay.
You
Well, you
know?
know what? So the good thing about that for me is the fact that I don't have to do that. Now I've got a team to do this. I don't have to. I'm on conference calls all the damn time, and I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'll be like, "Look, girl, if we have to talk about what we gonna do one more again, can we just do it, please, and stop talking about it?"
I'm sick of conference calls. I'm so sick of conference calls. Like, I don't want to be on no more Skype meetings. Like, the whole entire day yesterday, I just stayed on Skype meetings.
No, thank you.
My camera
interactive training. Fuck all that shit. Okay.
Yeah, I'm completely done. I have a
I need
meeting.
to be like you, spit it. I can let that shit go because right now, honey,
listen, it happened. It happened, and it wasn't a one day I just get up and oh, I ain't doing. No, it happened. I ended up having a bout with cancer and all, and had to quit my job and all these different things. Yep. You know, so it was the way that God planned it.
I kind of saw a little bit of your story about that. You had touched on that.
There's a lot of it, baby. I was tired of it and being sick and then moving. I was like, okay, so this is the second chance at this shit here. I ain't doing that on my second.
You guys realize we've been on here for like 2.5 hours.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I know, and it don't seem like it either.
And I'm sorry
if you having a good time.
Right. Oh, Raheem said, damn, all that be going on. Yes, Raheem, all that and more. Being a content creator is much more than just putting up videos and saying, okay, this is.
I knew that. I wanted to know that it was some shit. And that's one of the reasons why I was like, oh, girl, do I even want to step into that pond? But I was like,
and you don't need a whole bunch of equipment. It's nice to have a bunch of equipment. But do you think that I was clear in the screen like this when I first started? Hell no, I was pixelated as hell.
Bitch! When I first started, I had one of them Logic Cam, circular cams sitting up at the top, girl.
Child, I did my videos from tablet.
Yes.
I was doing a tablet. I was pixelated as hell, but there was some of the best videos. And then I moved on to a phone. Bitch, I thought I had arrived. when I was doing videos in the beginning, I had a Cricket phone that was a flip phone, child. It didn't even have a camera. So I was doing, listen, this is all you need to actually, here, go over here. This is all you need to be a content creator. You don't have to have all of this little stuff.
I'm realizing that now. Like I went and bought like the Canon E80D. That's what I do when I record shit.
It's a good thing.
But
because you've moved yourself along. You took pride in what you do. That's right. Invest in you, but don't hold yourself back.
Right.
Thinking you ain't got to have shit.
So what I do with the videos between me and Shaquansha, girl, I record myself in that whole 2K, 4K crystal shit, and I do Shaquansha on the phone so I can talk about whole lackluster ass quality. And that's kind of how I think the two work. You know what I'm saying? But to be honest with you, bitch, my Note 9 gives me some life.
Like I said,
I'm a Note 9 girl too.
Was back there watching my pixelated videos and sending me messages all day yesterday, cracking the hell up.
Yep.
That's why I said I ain't taking nothing down. You can watch me go through the whole progression. When I used to cuss real bad.
Oh, I was
real bad.
Girl,
real bad.
There's a couple of videos out there that years ago. There was this guy, and his name was Stalker Bob, bitch. He was a stalker. I have videos out there where I've removed them. And then there was this one guy, the whole trans experience, Jasmine, when the dudes go through ding ding conflict, and then we call it ding ding reverse, bitch. They want to be with you until they get that nut, and then all of a sudden they feel so bad about it. I call ding ding reverse. I did a whole video about that shit.
You need to do it again. You can do it again.
And Savon, us gay boys have them same pieces of trade, and niggas that have remorse after the fact. And, I'm dirty, or
remorse and conflict.
Had one survival where I had to cut that nigga because that nigga wanted to run up. He felt so bad that he had bust his nut, and so he decided that he wanted to put his motherfucking hands on me. Oh, but no, pimping. It don't go down like that.
I'm trying to think. There is somebody who is a larger YouTuber who's a male.
Y'all, okay, and don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to.
And got pulled a gun on him. Pulled an actual.
I'm not trying to take away from the transsexual community, but baby, we go through that same shit.
You absolutely. Yes, Shayla.
We got the same problems y'all got.
We do. We
hey, that's why I don't get why everybody hate everybody. We go through the same shit.
These niggas for everybody.
They are.
Right. Right.
Jasmine.
So Shayla, let me ask you a question. You identify as straight, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So why is it that with the Black straight women, why is it that they have such an issue and problem with trans girls?
I don't think you know what? I want Shayla to answer that, but I don't think it's all. I think what it's about is anybody, whether it's a straight Black woman, a gay Black woman, or excuse me, a gay Black male. It's about that man. Everybody is really territorial when it comes to that ding ding bitch.
Mm-hmm.
It's a deal. Bitch, you messing with a piece.
But you know what? It's not even just with the trans community. Women are territorial, period.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, I done had females try to fight me because they man called me. And I said, well, girl, did you try I didn't call him. You called him. You called me.
Right.
And then it's another thing, I hate to be cliche about it, but it starts with self-esteem.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. Because there are a lot of women out here who just, you fighting over a nigga that ain't shit. And the fact that you have to fight for something that ain't shit, that speaks a lot. That speaks very high volumes for your self-confidence. You don't care about yourself. So who are you to reflect your feelings on somebody that you have no idea anything about? You want to offend people because you feeling bad for yourself. Don't reflect your feelings on me.
Right.
Yep.
And then also I have had issues with genetic females too, because they look at me like I'm crazy because I have a really big group of gay friends. They look at me like I'm crazy. They was like, oh, well, why you hanging with all them gays? You ain't gonna never find a man. Little do you know, a lot of my gay friends actually hooked me up.
Yeah.
They have gay friends too.
And
then this is the thing too.
If you ever
it's straight.
Having a gay best friend, first of all, girlfriend, here's what we gonna do.
Everything.
When you feel like, bitch, I'm tired, don't worry about it, girl. We're gonna hook your makeup up, we're gonna hook your hair, we're gonna tell you what you're wearing, we're gonna push you out there to get married, bitch. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay.
The salon that I work in, one of my very best friends, the gay male that does hair here in the city, them hoes be fighting to death for his hair. I be like, now y'all crazy. God damn it, I'm his friend. I go first, bitch. Move.
And that's exactly
that's one of the on-job perks.
Hello. Yes.
To skip you in the line, whore.
Right.
My bestie is actually genetic woman, and and my gay bestie, of course, has passed away. But that's just the way it is, and it's just it. So she gets it. She's natural. I'm gonna make sure her shit is hype and together. And when we go out, we'll match each other energy. It's just the way it is.
Right.
Well, my good
you know
friend,
what? I'm gonna say a lot of my gay friends, they actually helped me with my self-confidence. Because there was at times like I would not be caught on camera doing all of this with my hair not done. Like I had to get up to be seen, and they had to literally tell me, like, Shayla, you are so beautiful. Like, why do you feel like that you can't show your face unless it has makeup on it? So now I got
look on, honey. We see you.
Yes, God.
My good friend, we ain't friends no more. And I'm
sorry to hear that. What happened?
I'm just gonna, as a man,
tell the truth.
I want to say.
Oh God!
Let's just say that I came from work one night and we became roommates for a short while, very, very short while. She's a older female, 20, me see, I'm 31, so she's 22 years older than me. So, long story short, I came. This is when I had shortly moved in with her and became roommates, where I had my own room, paying her rent. We became, because we was friends, like just regular, like good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And make a long story short, I came home one night and it was raining, and we
Tristan,
probably
if you
had
move this story
got a
along,
little carried
I'm
away.
saying.
And
Look, don't make me look like
saw the
Shaquan and be like, "Now, bitch, hurry up." Wait a minute.
Come on,
Ah!
Did y'all got booty? Y'all got booty.
Let's just put it like this. I didn't go into my bedroom. I went into her bedroom, and we crossed some lines we probably should have not crossed. And ever since then, she went crazy and started acting territorial.
Because
that was
you
whose
gave her
fault?
that
out of hand.
Whose fault was that, Tristan?
Say what?
So you
got
broke
dick
somebody
for
back.
days. What you expect, nigga?
No. But see, here's the thing. It wasn't even a whole thing that we had even went all the way with sex. What happened is that, I'm just gonna be very honest. What happened is that we crossed a certain line, and when I say line, meaning that my clothes may have mistakenly fallen off, and
mistakenly,
after that hers fell off too.
Hers fell off.
And we was about to, get our freak on, and then I stopped because I realized, what the hell you doing? Because at that particular moment,
But with your passionate ass, that was enough for her to fall deep in love with your old
I always
sensitive
knew.
ass.
I always knew he wanted me. I knew he
Right.
wanted me.
Right.
So that's what I always knew. I knew he was in that room thinking about me. That's my shit.
You might as well slip her the dick, boo. You might as well slip her the dick.
I
So
know,
the
but
next
I
thing
didn't want to
he was like,
I didn't want to cause damage further than what I had already done. And then by the time it was all said and done with, it was too late because she hadn't seen me in a different light now. And I don't
But I'm
think
gonna
she
tell
could
you,
understand.
I'm gonna tell
She
you
see me in a different light. Oh boy.
what you say, Sailor? What you say?
I'm gonna tell you why she reacted the way she did. Because she always had those feelings for you. And when you stopped,
Stay with her.
that put her in a way that she's never felt before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Women
Right.
are very, very emotional. As much as we try to deny, oh, can't no nigga hurt me, bitch, if he hits your spot and you hang around him enough, you will love him.
And baby, apparently you hit that spot without even putting the ding in.
Exactly.
You good.
You
You stay the fuck
emotional.
over in Atlanta, okay? Don't you come nowhere near Kansas City,
Jasmine,
Missouri.
Be careful, girl. Be careful, girl.
you take a note.
If he ain't even getting
Mental
the back,
note
he
says,
already whooped. Woo!
Well,
But I
there's a
regret it
difference.
because now I've lost my friend though, so now I regret all of that because I feel like had that not happened, she would.
And unfortunately, that happened.
Territorial.
y'all
But
never
the best-
talked about it after it happened?
Yeah.
So here's what happened. We talked about it, but here's the thing though. I knew my only concern was that at the time we were still roommates, and I was concerned about, bitch, if you fuck up or some shit pop off, you gonna be out of a place to stay.
Yeah,
And at that particular time, I could not afford to take that loss, and so I was a little on edge about as far as what I did from that point on, because I had to realize that okay, here's a person that she really was like truly my friend to start off with. But I think what happened is that because we were so close, we spent so much time together, it became a thing of where we naturally became close. I was like, coming over a lot even prior to staying there. We would have movie night.
That was dating.
Like it would be like
That
a
was
In her head, y'all was dating.
It wasn't in her head. They was dating, baby.
Yeah.
They was dating.
Yeah.
This wasn't lap riding, but they was dating.
Who said? Do you think that someone doesn't have any? What it says? Do you think that?
Girl, who the fuck you? I don't know who that is, girl.
Sure, who can on here writing books?
Girl, I think
Honey,
We don't need to read Harry Potter
you done been on here
tonight.
too long. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. So,
Somebody said that was your old lady.
Was your old lady. So remember when I told you, Mister6ft8, that I'm not foreign in the lady pond? Because I'll just be honest, at my younger age, I was a gutter butt equal opportunist, honey. Okay, I get that from my daddy. Okay, I get it from him, and that's where it came from. So there would be different women who would, oh, I can change you, and I knew them hoes weren't gonna change me. I'm so sorry to say that. I knew them hoes weren't gonna change me, but guess what? I was gonna get in them panties, and I was gonna make you think that you were changing me, and so.
Just a minute.
I'm not gonna
Right.
I have nigga tendencies,
Billy boy.
and so listen, and because I was doing their hair, that would make it even more. Them bitches would be like, and I'll be like,
dynamic is just so messy. I want crimps, and I want to bang, and then I want to get banged,
and I want to get banged. And then I get done getting banged. I want a nice fresh look. I want a nice fresh look.
Yeah. So I want to swoop and then a little dupe at it. That's it.
And so so early in my career, I had to create a line because either the women would do that. They were like, okay, I can change you. I'm like, girl, you can't change me, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk, because I'm nasty, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And then the thug boys come in on them braids.
That's a whole
But here's the thing,
Okay,
I'm gonna be very honest though. I'm gonna be very honest. I know it's gonna come as a shock, but the reason why I ended up the reason what really made me for certain go bisexual, the reason why I knew without a shadow of a doubt was because that experience happened. Prior to that, yeah, I had dated females, but I didn't, being that I foreplayed, messed around, I ain't never actually went all the way. This was the first time that I felt in a long time, since that point prior to me actually, as far as engaging with the male, as far as having sex, that I felt so strong, I was so strongly attracted to this woman. It was just her energy to the point where she can come around me and I would instantly be on hard.
Because y'all were dating.
And that was unheard of for me. It was because that had never happened with anybody.
Yeah, Jasmine.
Okay.
Right, Jasmine.
It's because y'all were dating, baby. Y'all were dating.
Right. Your body knew that y'all were dating. You just didn't know that y'all were dating.
Yeah, the whole thing when you're dealing with a woman, y'all had already screwed. How do y'all go compliment you?
You had already mind-fucked the shit out of her.
What's the end?
We know it.
Shayla, this is your area. Shayla,
because hell, I knew it. One was talking about something I was gonna be her child's step parent, baby. Look, I told her she was a lesbian. I said, girl, look, let me tell you something. I am sitting up here giving you bold beauty, girl, and you still want just that. You need to rethink and think. Do you have lesbian tendencies? Because there wasn't nothing ever masculine about me. Ever.
You was pretty, girl.
Yeah. Okay,
but see, that's the thing though. I didn't even really buy into her even being into me because I felt like I don't give off complete masculine. I feel like I give off a pretty boy. I give off
you think? No, hold on. Scratch all that. You do not have to be completely masculine for a woman to be attracted to you
at all.
People feed off of emotion. Women feed off of emotions. You were there for her. Y'all lived together. You were there all the time. Y'all went to the movies, had movie night. You was her boyfriend.
Thank you. That's my man.
Your whole man.
And it was time for y'all to do, and you backed up off of her. That made her feel bad as a female. That was her emotion.
Yep, she wanted you to consummate it.
You literally.
I wanted to tell you this, Mister. You might want to look up the definition of pansexual because you just give off very fluid pansexual.
Well,
is.
you
You
said
might want to
heterosexual, right?
look at that
Yeah.
definition.
That's what Bambi from Chi Chi's forum. That's what he said, that he told me that that definition that I gave off that, because of the fact that being attracted to just so much of a wide
Yeah,
range
you attracted to
of
everything.
different people. So I can definitely see that, but I will say that I feel bad, even though the end of our friendship led to us having an argument, that I just got tired of entertaining, because it kept being a thing of where she wasn't able to separate, and I can understand why. That's why I say I'm not going hard on her. It just became tiresome trying to be friends with this woman, just to even be friends for a little while, in hopes that we can possibly, as far as maintain some consistency at least. But we couldn't even do that, because every time I would do something as far as by myself, or if I couldn't do this X, Y, and Z as far as with her, like hanging out because I had like work or something else going on, she would blow up, like completely go off. And even though she had other stuff going on, like with her own life, I understood that, as far as like things that were making her depressed and things like of that nature. But it just became a thing of, I got tired of the back and forth argument. It was constantly every single day.
Yeah, I was having a relationship issue.
I'm nervous. Jasmine, take note now, baby, because I don't know. Some things is kryptonite, girl, and I just feel like Mister6ft8 is that's some shit you probably just want to sample and move on, girl, because baby,
right. Get your life, Jasmine.
So goddamn sweet and shit. I'm just saying, girl.
Keep him in the contacts. You know what I mean? Hit him up in Blue Moon. See how he doing. You know what I mean? Text him a horse, see what he answer. You know what I mean?
But see, that's the difference of a person that is not at a place of being emotional connected with another person. At that time, he was not at the point of being ready to be emotional connected with a person. Now he's at a place now that he understands who he is and what he wants. So there's a difference in that. You know what I'm saying? And then if you're feeding off another person's energy, if a person's giving you what you want and you're getting back from that person what they want, then there's a go either way it goes. And like I said, I mean, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If not, we're gonna be cool friends. We're gonna hang. We're gonna do what we gotta do. But as far as everything else, like when I look at different aspects of people's past and their relationships or whatever, I always ask the question to a person: why did you in your last relationship take and break up? Well, for instance, right then and there, he didn't even know he was in a relationship.
You didn't.
In her mind, they were. But in his mind, they were just being cool friends, because like when you're cool friends with people, you feel like that you can go to the movies with them. You feel like you can hang out with them. You feel like you can share that intimate thoughts with them, because that's supposed to be your ace boom cool. You know what I'm saying? But when people take that as, oh, I'm building something, or you're not even sitting into that point of saying, hey, that we're trying to take it to that next level, then anything that has happened beforehand, you're taking and messing it up, because you're supposed to be friends.
Right.
And out of any kind of good relationship, you have to start off as being friends in order to even know a person. So the friendship got to come first. After the friendship, then that's when everything else blossoms and you build on top of it. But if you have nothing to start with, then what is it?
So and that's why I say that I messed up at, because I should have never crossed that. I should have never crossed that line as far as in
No.
So
See, where you're sitting and then thinking of it as you're sitting and think of it as the mind that you have right now. When you sit and you have to think about it, you had to think about it as that's what's the experience that's made you into the person that you are today.
It has, like, yeah.
So you have to take from that, and you can't continue to hold that baggage on. You can't continue to letting that beat you. You have to let that go, because that's a part of your makeup now, to let you know, hey, whenever I'm getting serious with the person now, this is what I need to lay out in front of them and see if they're on the same page. If they're not on the same page, then people are going to be in three different parts in your life. Either they're going to be a tree to help you grow, they're going to be a limb to be there when you need them there, or they're going to be a fly by leaf. So you're either going to learn from that person, you're not going to learn from that person, or you're going to mix up something that you thought was really truly there, wasn't there.
Right. And that's why it's important to be careful about what you entertain. Like, if you're going to entertain it, okay. entertain it. But if you know, like, if you got reservations, or if you know, like, in your heart of hearts that it might need to stay at this particular point for right now, or either not at all, then I feel like that's the route you need to go. So it's like now in my present, day, I choose carefully about how I am when it comes to proceeding forward with things, because I don't want to, as far as like, I try to, be mindful, even though I may not know at the time, like I didn't know at the time, with her, with a lot of stuff, because, I was blind to the fact, because all I saw was just, we're good friends, and we can go back to being good friends. But now, seeing how that turned out, I'm more clear with my intentions when it comes to with a person, like from Jumpstart. Like,
but when Maya Angelou,
yes,
one thing that Maya Angelou has said that's reign true: when a person shows you who they are, believe them. That means if it walk like a duck and a quack like a duck, guess what? Aflac all day long.
But he seems like the type. He seems like the type that he seems like the type that a person, he could be a whole friend with somebody and they got a whole different thing, and me, you, everybody can see that this person is clearly in love with him, but he can't see it. He can't see it. All he sees is that this is my friend.
Right. But like y'all was courting, honey. Courting.
But the strongest part of courting.
I've had people. I've had people that's been like that. I mean, because it's a guy out there right now. I mean, we're friends now, but that guy, he put a I still didn't even think about it to this day, like until I sit back and thought about it, until he reminded me of it. He went and got a tattoo of my name on him. And I'm like, why would you do that? No.
Because y'all
No. Why?
See, when a person is really truly interested in trying to figure out who you are and getting to know you, like someone did, they was taking notes earlier, and then they're looking up all names under Jasmine Divine, that they're trying to figure out exactly who they are. You don't have to take and throw stuff out too much in order for them to take and do it. They're gonna take and do whatever homework they need to do, and they're gonna figure out how to slide in your DMs without having to do it.
They looking for who?
Jasmine Divine. That's JAZMINEDIVINE.
I just wanted to make sure we had clarity.
But Mr. You running around here slaying the children, honey.
Look, wait a minute. So wait a minute. You got little boys running around here putting your name on them, and you ain't even claiming them. And then you talking about, I think you pulling the wool over our eyes, boy. I'm gonna have to
here's the thing.
Me and Miss Shayla gonna meet up in Atlanta when all this shit over that year, and we're gonna come pull up on you and come hang out with you. Cause hit a couple of corners with you. Cause baby, you just said a whole dude just put your name on me.
But I'm telling you, I did not have anything to do with that. The only thing that happened is the fact that I understand how people should be treated. When I say that, I feel like everybody has their strength and weakness. My strength is I'm good at understanding a person's needs. Like I know how
I agree with that.
Like tap into that.
But see, that's
I got it, baby. I got it. But I got friends like that, baby.
And I'm not tattooing they got their name on me. That's his ministry. So for him, he knows how to see that need and he knows how to fulfill it. Now, what he's not understanding is that's kryptonite to somebody who needs that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's your gift. That's your science. And for someone who's looking for it, even though you like, this is basic respect, this is what I do, this is how I was taught. For someone who's never been treated that way, baby, you are their dream, honey.
Right.
But especially if that person does not know how to accept it and receive it as such, as being friends. Like, see, me, I'm a mature person. I've been there, done that. I've walked around that corner, and that's why I feel like I have made friends with everybody on the panel tonight, because I meet no strangers. You see what I'm saying? So I can sit and I can have a conversation, and whether it's playful or whatever it is with each and every person that's on this panel, and then we're all 10-10 with it. I know how to separate the two. But if you take a
Right.
person that's always been into bad relationships, that's never got praise from their partner, or they've never been involved with people that's given them their due diligence at that present point in time, a person's going to take and fall for that. But you can't change who you are in order to take and please the next person. That's why I've always been bold. I've always been blunt to the point, and that's how I'll continue to be.
You just gotta know.
No, not that thing. That
But
thing.
you know what's so?
I know, I saw that.
Thing.
Right, that thing.
So, when I think of Mr. 6 Foot, I think about the song from Dreamgirls with Dina. When I first saw you, I said, "Oh my, that's my dream." Okay, that's the type of thing I think. Now, for me, I knew my power over the straight closeted boys. Because for me, it was always, oh no, Savon is not like that. She don't push up on you. So I knew how to get in from the back door.
Right.
And make them feel like it was their idea. But the whole time I was secretly being a motherfucking predator. I knew
literally and figuratively,
being a friend. Oh yeah, I was cool. Yeah. Oh my God. When I see you, I just forget that you not. I know, right? And that's how I get them.
Or let me cook you something.
You know, I got you. What happened? Oh my God, that's fucked up. Yeah, right. So this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna be supportive, and I'm gonna be there because listen, I knew that one day I was gonna get that ding ding, and I was patient, and I was calculative.
See, what did I say earlier? Just a
I mean, like
that's
like
another
I said,
song down there
at
too.
the end-
Savon, hit that one. That T Bless put up there, honey.
What happened?
That Thornhill. That thing.
Yes.
That thing.
Right.
I mean,
Look, you need to
sometimes
gloves
everybody need a
on.
clean up
You
woman.
don't need to touch
Okay,
nobody when you talk to people because you giving out too much motherfucking energy that motherfuckers don't know how to handle.
But he can't help it. That's
That's why I said, baby, you might want to just like.
Well, people know how to handle it, honey. He get ready to get handled.
I got you. We gonna. I got you, boo. We brethrens for life now. You just might as well get to it.
What Auntie said? What Auntie said?
We brethren for life.
What Auntie said over here beside me? What you said, Auntie Spilly Boy? What you said?
I said Jasmine's getting ready to handle him, honey. Ready to get handled.
Clean up woman.
Okay. Okay. That's it.
I love it.
All I can say is I'm drinking my water.
That's it.
Oh, he done
hydrate.
And I drink to that too. But on a real, let me say this to everybody. I want to say first and foremost to you, Savon, thank you for allowing me to come on here. I felt like that, I wasn't up to par tonight because I am under the weather and I'm not feeling good. And I just want to say to you and everyone that's watching, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to be on here to chit chat and have a good time with everyone. And to Spilly Boy, I do look up to you. And y'all are some of my people that I go to, when I'm having a bad day or whatever, ha ha, laugh. And I know with me and Savon, we've connected outside of here on Instagram and everything. But I just want to let y'all know, I appreciate the stuff that y'all taking y'all do for us as being advocates for everyone, not just one set of people, but for everyone. So I appreciate you allowing me to be on your platform to do such.
Listen, this is an all-inclusive, and I meant that shit. I have been excluded from so much shit. I meant it. And that's just kind of, if you know me in real life outside of this, it's all consistent. I don't change. I'm the same person today, tomorrow. I might get a little better next year, but I'm going to treat people the same damn way. I don't like that fake and phony shit.
Right.
Right.
And
that's
we gonna definitely do another.
What you say, Spilly Boy?
I said no. Jasmine already know how I get down, honey.
Or what you say, Mr. 6 Foot?
We gonna definitely do another live.
Hell, we need to, because them bitches ain't done with you yet.
Right.
We gonna just look. Just let me know.
I'm an oracle. Use me, Lord.
Right.
So, honey, we've only just begun. The romance is not over, honey.
Right. And Brian,
my.
And I'm not going nowhere. I don't care what he don't open up down here in Georgia. I'm not leaving this house. I'm not going nowhere.
No,
I'm staying right here.
No, that's child. I ain't doing all that. They're crazy. I'll be locked up.
They can have all that.
So listen, we've been on here now. We have made it to 3 hours. Lord Jesus. We're gonna get off here. I love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have made my night. I don't know if you know that, but y'all made my night.
I know, me too.
So I'm excited. I do want to have a session with Jasmine when she's ready, honey, because we want to talk about the woes and the lows as well as the highs. You touched on something earlier, and I believe one thing about me that I've learned in my latter years, not in my earlier years, that mental stability and mental health is real. And I've learned in the last 4 to 5 years my struggles that I didn't think, because I've always been a strong person, so there was nothing that could penetrate and I was going to move forward. But I had to acknowledge those low points. And so I want to talk about that because I think people need to hear that, especially Black people, because we tend to think if we pray about it and leave it alone, it's going to be done. And we have to realize there's more ministry that needs to be done to that. You just can't pray about it. You got to do the work.
Anytime. All you got to do is just hit me up and let me know at any time. I'm game for it anytime.
Okay.
Well, good night, y'all. I got to go to work. I love every one of y'all.
Go forth and solo.
See you later.
Have a wonderful night.
Make sure, Megan, you watch
right,
watch the replay because it grew up and popping.
Yes.
The replay.
Share and subscribe, honey, to all of us, Lord Jesus. We all just trying to make it in this pond, honey. And I think if we do other folk do and support each other, we'll all get there.
Absolutely.
Yes. I just got to start.
I appreciate it.
I just started my YouTube channel, so I got to actually start loading up some videos and stuff. But I'm at the beginning stages. I don't really know how to do all of this stuff.
Child, that's it. You just it's all trial and error. There's some videos and stuff out there to help you along. It's trial and error and reaching out. You know how to get me. You can hit me at spillaboy at gmail.com and ask any questions anytime. And I always share what I know. So
I was so excited about the damn Savon Experience logo and intro that I did. I was like, shit, I thought I was big shit. And I'm like, well, goddamn, that was some mediocrity.
Right.
Exactly. Intros are a big deal. Intros are a big deal. Trust me.
Yep. Thumbnails, all of that.
And then, of course, the thumbnail that we have out there, we would like to thank Mister6ft8 for that, because I was like, bitch, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, bitch. I can put a picture up, but he made it pop, so there it is. We just got to support each other. We'll get there.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Little things. And you'll see it in your replay value. Once you'll see what your numbers were. And then when it'll post. And then that's when you'll see whether or not your thumbnail was good or not, because that plays a part in your actual replay value. That's why you want to have a thumbnail, interesting thumbnail, because people just don't know what the hell you were talking about. They'll say, "What the hell is this?"
Right. What is this thing?
You don't want to clickbait people. You definitely don't want to get into a thing of clickbait, because that'll end you before you get started. But definitely just make it look interesting. So put your face on there. Your face is interesting. I told you that. You're beautiful. If you just put Savon up there, trust me.
Yes.
That's weird. Okay, I'm gonna receive that.
Listen, you use what God gave you, bitch, to get what it is that you need and what you want. And those looks,
that's right,
will get you some things out here in these streets. I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take it and I'm going to receive it in the name of Jesus and Jesus and all of them. All right, y'all. I love you. I'm going to use the thumbnail that we have because I want to promote both of us. Thank you for joining. And we got to do this again.
Bye,
anytime,
y'all. It's been nice. Thank y'all so much for having me.
All right.
We're glad to have you too. Goodbye, y'all.
Bye. Get out of here.
A girl, you know how to get out of here, girl.
My button disappeared. Oh, there they go. Bye, y'all.
See y'all later. Bye.
Bye.